and welcome everyone to episode 9 of the Sons of Bananas podcast. As always, we'll rail and go with our topics and hear all the boys.
I'm eating pizza.
Good, fantastic as always. You know what? I'm gonna go down the list. Blake, boom, that's a resident pizza boy. Abe,
Pizza boy.
all right, very cool.
Well, you said you're
Grim.
going on the list, so
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
I'm Abe.
you'll
Hi,
do
he said you.
Grim,
I'm Abe.
Hi, I'm Graham. I have Dr. Pepper.
Lone,
Hello, everyone.
Ray,
Flowers. Hi, I'm here.
2.
Meow.
Very good.
Goes to
I'm
Frog.
a kitty
Always.
cat.
As always, I'm Trace, and I'm joined by my lovely group of boys that sometimes I want to strangle.
I'd enjoy it.
Where is my lover?
If you could
the
stick
dark-
hands through a microphone, I would find a way. But I think we're going to start things off a little differently, as we always have a weekly recap on shows we want to watch. But we're going to begin with that. So if you don't watch WandaVision, I think that's mainly the show we're going to talk about here today. If you don't watch it, just mute for a little bit. If you are watching it and don't want to be spoiled, mute a little bit. Sorry, I misspoke. So if you don't want spoilers about WandaVision, again, another spoiler warning. Don't cry at us. Okay, go ahead, boys. Take it away.
So we're starting to get to the very good parts of the end of the season. Like I believe that this week is the last episode.
Mhm.
But going back and actually seeing more information about what actually happened, getting an actual backstory for Wanda at the beginning of it was kind of good.
Yeah, how she got her powers from the stone.
Well,
Mhm.
she already had her powers. The
No,
stone.
how her amplified them.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, I'm watching dancing people. Um,
Strippers?
That and seeing as well how like the actual events leading up to what happened here.
Oh yeah, how she. How I like how the episode was kind of Scrooge style. How it basically showed her past and that, and not just that. What I mean, because it kind of the way Agatha kind of explained. Okay, yeah, you were already a witch from that start, and then it's not like she got all of her powers from the stone. So she actually never even showed until she got the power from the stone. So
Mm-hmm.
so here's my question. This is the thought I had. Is Agatha going to turn out not to be the really bad guy?
So that brings me to the other thing. The director lied about Wanda taking the vision body.
Yes,
Yeah.
he did. He very much did. That's why I said, and then you saw at the end what he did.
Yeah,
And that's not going to turn out well.
yeah.
He reanimated Vision's corpse. So, that's going to turn out bad. So that's why I wonder if it's going to turn out that Agatha, because at least in the comic books, and Lone can back me up, she starts off as kind of like a bad person and then kind of turns into a mentor for Scarlet Witch.
well, it was just like when she was in that stone circle, she was like, "This is this." And this is how you do this, and
Yeah, it makes me wonder. She said you're like a being of chaos. Is like, what is her lineage? Where does that come in? Obviously, either her mom or her dad had some kind of like ability, right?
well, see, that's the question, because you have the Scarlet Witch is, I think, the X-Men version of her, which is Magneto's daughter.
Yeah.
So,
Which in this Magneto's
Wanda-
not the father.
Yeah. Well, and see, here's the thing. I don't know if you guys saw this, but there was an Easter egg when she saw her Scarlet Witch figure. Did anybody see this?
No, I didn't see that.
No.
Well, there is a figure standing in at the bottom, basically where her stomach would be. There is an actual figure there. So Manifesto? What's his name?
Manifesto?
Morpheus?
Morpheus. Thank you.
Morpheus.
That's who I'm thinking of.
What?
I was man for the fada
He's
huda.
yeah, I don't want to say what I'm thinking, but
Yeah. So there's reports of that, or you still get the demon, or
from a recent attack. How
So,
generous.
but everybody, I mean, if you slow it down, you can see a actual figure underneath where she sees the Scarlet.
And then what's her name? Rambo. She's got powers somehow. At least in where she's at now.
Mhm.
In the fake world or whatever that she's generated.
Well, I
I'm
didn't.
sure
I just
she's
don't
gonna
know.
have it on her, when she comes out. I mean, she must be getting power. Or, well, I want to say must be.
Yeah, but they talk about how it screws with her DNA or whatever. So yeah,
Outside.
know.
Yeah, thank you.
I don't know. It's very interesting. I don't know how they're going to end it.
Like
either.
I could see either the director or the reanimated Vision body could be the end
I think the
villain.
reanimated Vision is going to be the really hard guy to beat, and I think the director is going to end up being thrown in jail for a long time. I think they're going to maybe something will happen to him, but I think he's going to go bye-bye. I think that, he can't.
There's something
can't
about
remember,
it.
Yeah, I can't remember if this is actually something that I've read or saw somewhere. But isn't Monica actually supposed to be the director of Sword or something?
Her mom was the director, and everybody thought she would be the director, I think.
That's right. That's
But
right.
then the snap
Yeah.
happened, and
she disappeared.
Mhm.
She's one of the ones that disappeared.
and that was what, 2 years or
5 years.
5
It
years,
was
yeah.
5
Wasn't
years.
Yeah, because
That
I was
was-
trying to think. I was trying to think Endgame with that thing that's the 5 years later.
Yeah, because she was director for 3 years and then died of cancer, I think.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
was she director after the snap? Because wasn't she in the hospital with her mom? I don't have a hoe.
Well, her mom was in for surgery, but remember that came back and then something else. I think cancer what killed her or something.
Yeah.
Well, I think they got rid of it while she was in the hospital. She got out, and then it came back. Is what they
Okay.
said.
Okay.
But I just actually saw on the news thing. Apparently this next episode is going to be about the same length as these other episodes, so it's not going to be longer.
So they're gonna have to. They're gonna have to. They're gonna have to
Come on, you can do
wrap
it.
it up at some point.
Come to a
They're gonna have to
conclusion
wrap
within
it up
30
at some
minutes.
point. Yeah. Or they're gonna do the whole,
Well,
Black
there's gonna
screen
be
and leave
season
it.
2.
Yeah, but is the season 2 gonna come out before
Mm-mm.
Universe of Madness?
I would
I don't
say
know.
no. Well, I mean, if you think about it, I think there's only 1 or 2 weekends this year that you're not gonna have Marvel. Something to watch because you have Loki episode or Loki season starts
Yeah,
in
but
June.
are all
and then you
those
got
tying
movies.
into this same?
Doctor
I don't
Strange
know.
is.
when is when is Doctor Strange coming out? I'm really hyped for that.
Next year or into this year? Latter.
That is the one thing I am very excited for.
I thought it was this year. Oh.
It might be this
Mhm.
year. I thought it was either the end of this year or the start of next year.
I'm being told next year.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
How you?
That is something I definitely would watch.
March
have people
25th,
in your ear?
2022.
I got people I can read.
You
Yeah,
said
Really, the release date is March 25th, 2022. So just over a
someone
year.
part of me thinks
And
Ray's falling.
entirely unlike him. You used
What?
to be much better at
His
lying.
Twitch chat.
I am not Loki's
this is true.
keeper. I have come
I
to
wasn't trolling, I'm
understand
just
your
distracted.
magic, your method for moving Hooger from one body to another.
The mead. You
But
seek
yeah, I
the
just
mead.
I don't know.
Here,
As
Loki.
much as I'm a huge
You
Captain
have long
America fan,
outstayed your welcome.
I still have my
Then I will take my
reservations
leave.
about
But remember what I
that
said,
one coming out.
Agarbova. You will see things my way in time.
Oh, Falcon.
Bucky and yeah.
Really? I thought you
wanna
were all in on that.
I do want to see it. I am going to watch it. I'm just so afraid of if they fuck it up, you know.
Who was your
Hmm.
visitor?
She's powerful and cruel, and none of your
Yeah,
concern.
because you don't know how they're going to go
The
with
mead
it.
she
So
spoke
No.
of. Where can I find it?
A slip of the tongue.
It could go one of many ways,
Forget
and I'm
what you heard.
Do not play
interested to see
games with
which way
me,
they
witch.
decide to take it. But
You would sell any truth for the right price.
If
I
one
don't
had
want
the
to see them
means
do
to
like
pay it.
this is going to sound like
There is a route called Hag's
terrible,
Claw.
but sometimes DC has a habit of like they'll fuck up a couple movies or something, and they'll just be like,
Mm.
"I'm just going to abandon that whole line,"
yeah,
and it's like
And
I
not
don't
just
want that
say
to
anything.
happen. Yeah,
Well, so far, just with these,
Hmm.
it's been pretty good.
I know what you're talking about, Ray. Everything seems fine at DC.
No,
I think they'll
no
eventually
bad
get-
movies. I don't know what you're saying.
I
No,
do
they
agree. Somebody
just-
said one thing that DC is missing that they could probably use is somebody like Kevin Feige. If they want to do this whole universe thing, it's not a director that carries it all through, but like a producer that's always there that goes, "Hey, let's keep this all tied in," and reminds everybody there's a tied in storyline. Not that it has to be completely tied in, but just to remind people that there is a whole universe out there to.
I don't know if DC's going for that route though.
They are. They have been. They've been trying,
Yeah.
and then they keep failing
Oh, well,
because
okay, put it
it's
this
the
way.
money. It's the money. That's what they want.
I mean, put it this way: they haven't done a extremely successful version like Marvel.
Yeah, and
So-
that's because they don't. The reason Marvel's whole line was so successful is because of Kevin Feige or whatever the hell his
Yeah.
name was.
they didn't switch people out. Yeah,
Grows at the
Yeah.
bottom.
He
he's
just made sure
basically
he.
been there the whole time. Yeah.
Yeah, he just made sure. Hey, this is okay. That's good and all this, but let's make sure we tie. You know, just basic reminders of hey, I know you want to be creative and all that, but keep it tied. And it's worked out pretty well because he like he talks about. He's like, I never say no. I just ask him that question. How does this tie into the rest of the universe? And it works for Marvel. It's worked for years now. So I don't know if that's just a continuing winning recipe or it's just something that worked at that time, you know. It's hard to tell. But I think they could do with that kind of something. Somebody back behind the lines pulling strings and stuff. If they want to have that kind of stuff, I don't know. I assume that's generally what most of them want. I mean, even Warner Brothers tried to do Dracula and Mummy that way. They started to start a universe.
Really?
The dark universe that sort of
Yeah.
fell into nothing after everything went wrong.
Did you see the last Mummy movie
No.
with Tom Cruise?
Tom Cruise. Yeah,
Yes. What's his name? The guy that played Gladiator. What's his name? Russell Crowe. He plays. I don't want to ruin it, but he plays another character from that universe.
Of course, the Aussie would know.
What?
Russell Crowe.
Russell Crowe.
Oh,
He's
I mean,
Aussie.
Yeah. I thought you meant like about the character or something. Like you're trying to say, of course he knows about like whatever that character is.
Well, I don't want to. I could ruin it for you, but I don't know if you care
I
about
don't
watching.
know.
He plays. They bring the mummy, Lady Mummy, to this place, and he plays Dr. Jekyll. Dr. Jekyll. And Mr. Hyde. Jekyll. Yeah, I can't say that word. And Mr. Hyde. He
Jekyll.
plays. And he's like the leader of that group or whatever.
The
So
leader.
that's their tie-in.
Well, he leads the
Like
Mummy,
the-
Dracula group.
Well, the people that hunt the monsters or whatever, you know, or take care of
Oh.
those
Kind of like
kind of
Van
problems.
Helsing.
Yeah,
Oh, the monsters
Which-
and monster hunters. Okay.
yeah. Which people shit on Van Helsing, but I enjoyed that movie. Actually.
Well, they're actually. I read today that somebody's gonna be doing it, and I can't think of it. Let me look it up here in a second.
I know why you got to take a second. But yeah, I enjoyed Van Helsing, and I'm all for building a universe if you can. That's the trick. Is if you can make it like make sense.
And there's the big question
If.
mark.
Yeah.
Can you build a universe to the point where you have all of these things tying in without ruining each of the individual properties?
I think they could with like Dracula's on the Mummy and all that universe, because I think that they could tie it. I mean, it's been tied before in books a lot, you know. but I don't know. Like you said, it just depends on if they can get writers and stuff to do it. Like Marvel's got really lucky with a lot of its writers. There's been some shit movies. I'll be the first to admit that there's been some movies that's like, boy, that shouldn't have happened.
When,
Early
what-
on, yes.
What would you say is a shit movie?
Thor 2 is pretty bad. Iron Man 2 and 3 are not fantastic. I didn't
agree
hate
with that one.
3. 2, well, is it 2 or 3? The one
I
with
think
all the
2.
suits?
That's 3.
That's 3.
2 is
Wait,
with
2's not
the
bad.
guy with the.
Yeah, 2's okay,
I forget his name, but his joke was.
but 3 with what's his name? The guy that played Gandhi. What the hell's his name?
He played Gandhi.
Come on, Ozzy. He's Brits,
no,
but you should
he's-
know him. He's
God,
he's
I
a
know
sir. Let's put it this way: he plays the terrorist guy that's not really the terrorist guy.
Oh, yeah.
Ben Kingsley.
That's it. Lone, where are you at? I don't have a glowy ring. I can't see.
You can press the map button.
In a cave.
I'm down the next level.
I can't find the hole. The thing about that one is he didn't have a suit, and then he had a million suits, and it's like, and then the bad guy was not great. It's just real bad. It's real bad.
What's
And then
the
he
bad
blew them
kill
all up
from?
at the end.
What was the bad kill from 3?
It's the guy that glows and turns into.
The
Molten.
Mandarin and actually Guy Pearce, who is an Aussie actor, who played Killian.
I don't have a glowy ring.
I just like the hearing. I don't have a glowy ring.
Yeah, I don't remember that movie. It's,
It's not rememberable. The
It's-
first Captain
it's the
America
one with all of the
movie
suits.
is not great, but it's okay.
Mhm.
Well, I'm saying I can't remember what the villains were, so
Look at this place.
just like remember
But-
what 2's was. So
Yeah.
Everywhere in this realm.
I mean, yeah, well, the Red Skull is kind of memorable. I have to say that. Especially the
would.
guy that played it. What's his name?
I would certainly hope he's memorable, as he is like Captain America's.
Hugo
Number one
Weaving.
foe. That's it. What was he? He's Agent Smith, isn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah. I do like that they brought him back as like the keeper of
Also-
the thing.
But he was not the original. Like when they brought him back at the end of Avengers, it wasn't the same actor. It wasn't Hugo Weaving again.
Was it not?
I thought it was.
Who was that? He does a really good impression if he's not. he even
was different.
sounds like him.
One more route should do it.
Man, that's
I guess
crazy.
I guess one of them know.
Yeah.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
just not even
I
talking
have
about
no
it.
idea who he was.
Mhm.
But again, Hugo Weaving was the actor.
Of course, Ozzy would be Agent Smith.
Ozzy.
The air smells strange down here.
Sorry.
You want us to go oi oi oi? Is that what you're waiting on?
Yeah, I was.
Oh,
Very
God.
bad.
As an Australian, I hate that.
I know. That's why
Figured
I'm
that.
doing. That's why I'm doing it as
It is
payback.
the most unimaginative thing ever.
I'm doing it as payback, Blake. You deserve a lot of payback for all the intros. Don't you worry.
Yeah, he like. I have to admit, Blake's intros have spread to me now. I'm like, no, I'll fuck it up too.
Yeah. You started it, so now you're gonna have a world of pain now. I'm just gonna I'm gonna appropriate Aussie cultural.
Appropriate Aussie culture.
Misappropriated.
Misappropriate. That's the word.
Whatever, I'm gonna make it look bad.
They say
I'm gonna make
hell's
you
the
look
same.
bad. But yeah. Let's see. What was the last? I can't remember what the last. I guess maybe it was one of the last Avengers movies. Was the last one I watched. Yeah, Infinity War. I think it was the last Marvel movie.
You didn't watch Endgame? You watched Infinity
Oh,
War and
sorry.
didn't watch Endgame?
Sorry, Endgame.
Oh Jesus Christ! I was like, how could you
I
live on
thought-
that cliffhanger?
I thought no, I thought they mixed the names up, but
Just a
I
man.
forgot, I forgot about Endgame. I mean, those movies are basically just part 1 and part 2, so they are not standalone. You have to have them back to back. But I haven't. Yeah, it's been a while since I've seen a Marvel movie. Wait, how long ago was Endgame? That was 2019.
The reek from this root turns my stomach.
What the last?
Yeah, Endgame was that 2019 or 2018?
I'd have been 18 because 19 was Far From. Oh, was the last Spider-Man movie. It was the
Okay,
last
sorry.
Marvel
Far
movie was
Far
19.
From Home was.
Yeah, that was the last Marvel movie was 19. It's been.
That's
This
right.
is the first time since
Okay, so maybe
since it might be the first time since Iron Man that there's not been a Marvel movie every year.
I don't know.
because
I'm kind of okay with that because I'm not a huge Marvel fan. I think there was a
Well, it kind of
tradition,
lined up.
but-
The timeline kind of worked for them in that they were done with stage 1, you know.
Right.
But it's still like crazy to think about that it's been that long, you know.
I mean, if
with
I'm
all
a
the
fan,
shit that's happened.
I'd rather them take their time and make really good ones and don't like come out with like one per year, even two per year, than have them like rush them out and be like, oh, well, this is Iron Man 3 all over again, you know?
Yeah. I don't mind it too much. I am glad that they've kind of diversified into shows. That's nice. That kind of, you know.
I guess depending on what
Again-
it is, because those might be some
Oh,
shows
so-
I want to watch,
okay.
but then I don't have those subscription stores, so it's like,
Let's put it
now
this
I'm
way.
just stuck.
I'm happy with it so far. We'll see. I'm still in the we'll see on the rest of it because it's like, you know.
I was about to say, it hasn't only been one show as of right
Yes,
now.
that show's been really good, but yeah, I'm still waiting on the other shoe to fall.
What's the next one? Is that Loki?
That's
Yeah, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Falcon and Winter
Mhm.
Soldier.
Right,
Yeah.
that's right.
Well, when's Black Widow? Or
That's a movie. Isn't it next? Wait, when is that
Well,
coming
isn't
out?
it-
supposed
is
to
that
be
2 years
this
old
year,
now?
wasn't it?
No, the movie hasn't come out yet.
I thought it was supposed to be last year that they
Yeah,
came
I
out,
meant,
but
like-
yeah,
they
it was supposed to be
they
last
filmed
year,
it.
but because of the virus.
Right,
I
they
thought
filmed
they-
it in
yeah.
2019.
I thought they were going to release it this year. Actually, looks okay. Like it looks like one that would be decent, worth seeing, just to see the past kind of thing of her, how she got where she is.
I don't care about Black Widow, but I want to see the actor from Stranger Things, who's like
Mhm.
her dad. I do want to see that though. Is he your dad? I thought they had like a little family or something. Or was
No,
that just
he
like,
had basically adopted her.
doctor? Okay. But I want to watch the movie to see him, but I don't care about Black Widow.
I like her backstory. That's why I want to see it. Is like where you kind of get a glimpse of where she came from in some of the other movies, and that she's not had the easiest life in the world. But I'm kind of interested to get where she went from being a hired assassin to a superhero. That's interesting.
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of like not trying to watch Scarlett Johansson after her ghost in the show.
Yeah,
made me
that was
very sad. Because I love
I
that
hate that.
franchise, and it really just destroyed it. I'm like, it's not. I don't blame her for being casted in that,
no.
but I do think that just the movie just did injustice to that franchise.
Yeah, and I bet that's probably what she regrets and will regret until she's done. I mean, I'm not going to blame an actor for taking
No, I
part.
won't blame
mean, they
it,
got to
but,
make
like,
money.
But that's like the last. Well, okay, technically, Endgame's the last one,
Mm-hmm.
but like, that just so sad.
I didn't even watch that when I heard how bad it was, and I was like, I'm not going to see
Well,
that.
okay, it was that and Ready Player One. Those are like the movies I was super hyped for that ended up just destroying me. Which, yeah, that would be a whole topic. Has anyone actually seen Ready Player One other than me?
Yeah, I have.
You have? What do you think about it? Oh, sorry. Did you read the book?
No, I did not read the book, so
Okay,
that's why
so-
I'm not going to comment on it.
No. I want to see what I want to know what your opinion as someone who hasn't read the book. I think that's
I
a
mean,
good.
I'm not saying. I mean, I liked it. I mean, it's something I watch.
Now where is my
I
wisdom?
mean, I can rewatch. It's not something
Okay.
Give it a moment to brew.
Almost the quickest way to ruin most movies is to read the book before you watch them.
True.
With the exception of probably Harry Potter, it wasn't ruined for me after reading the books. And well, the
How
comic
will
books I
this
don't
bring you the
count
meat?
for Marvel
It will
because
open your
it's all
mind to the
flexible there,
secrets of the world.
and it's not quite as deep as like an actual like series or book.
All I'm
But,
gonna say
yeah.
is after reading it full stand and that being like my favorite no, it's not child.
While
I guess
we wait,
high school is childhood, but like
let us speak of Asgard.
after reading it and then seeing it,
How
I'm
fared
like,
your defenses
it
after
could have
the
been a
last
lot
attack?
better, but it's not terrible. Like it's not like a disgrace to the book. It just is not as good as it could have been. But it's not bad. It's not. It was not Ghost in the Shell.
By treachery. Without time to rebuild,
But
we may
so
not
what are all the
withstand
next?
another
So
attack.
it's when is Black Widow being released again? Did we ever know when it's being released?
I
I didn't
haven't
look it up.
seen anything
Hexclaw has a way
from
of
it saying
untying
when
time.
it will actually be released.
Because what
I
are the
heard,
next
like,
movies,
You
not
said you
shows,
want
coming?
the mead.
Black
But
Widow
how,
and
Daddy?
Doctor Strange are the ones
How
I can
much
think of
would
right
you
off the top of my head.
sacrifice to be freed of fate's
Right.
shackles?
And
Doctor
then
Strange is in for a
Spider-Man
while.
after
Time,
that. I think
your
Spider-Man's
hand,
even after Doctor
or
Strange.
sight?
Oh, that's right. The new Spider-Man movie. That's what I really want to see.
Away from Home, At Home, Home
Long
Alone.
Way from
What's it
Home.
called?
Away-
Long Way
Long
from
Way
Home.
from
Oh,
Home.
no. It's
A Long Way Home or something like
Long
that.
Way
Yeah.
Home. Long Way Home. There you go.
That's why I couldn't remember. That's why I said Home Alone, because that's the only one I finished in.
I have sapped your
Did you
strength,
see
Hattie, and I will
the
take your life if
video
your
with
answers displease me.
Yeah,
yeah,
I did.
yeah.
Oh, when they announced the name or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah,
After what
that's
you
kinda
did
cute.
to my son.
It was, yeah.
Our
It was
son,
like a nice like
Fenrir,
mid
a name I
not
think
too
you have
much
heard before.
like they didn't like super advertise it around it. It was just a thing that they just brought up suddenly, and it was like dealt with suddenly. It was good.
Now you know. Now you can no longer deceive.
Yeah.
Anyone
Tell me,
else have a Marvel movie
What
they're really
will
looking forward to?
you do with him?
I'm very interested to see how they actually
Kill him.
take the next Black Panther movie.
Yeah.
Wait. They're doing Black Panther too.
They were already in development when he passed. They were already in, like,
until the day of prophecy.
Production.
When we will meet
Do
upon
you
the field
think
of battle,
they're going
as we are
to
fated to.
do what they
Then we
did
will
with
bind you until that day.
Princess
mean
Leia's
to bind
actress.
our son.
No,
CGI.
no.
I
They
don't think so.
they've already said that it's actually going to
An
pass to
eye
Shuri,
for
his
an
sister.
eye.
That makes sense. That it actually makes sense with how
So-
that's supposed to work.
Wait, in the comics, does he pass his power? I mean, does he?
Yeah, because remember, he gets it from his dad. His dad was, and then his dad before him, and all that. And if there's no male, I can see that his sister would be.
I see she let you live.
But the
I mean,
question
Does he have?
then,
Does he have children?
You must have done something right.
no.
No. So I guess his sister would be next in line then.
The question then,
It's like
with
any other
regard
royalty.
to that,
From there.
how does the the thing pass without
The flower.
yeah?
Because it doesn't exist anymore.
Oh
That's it,
yeah,
I don't know.
I'm not super aware of how he gets his power. Could you catch me up on that?
It's how is it? It's partially. I assume it's partially genetic, right? And then it's
You
partially
would-
through that
you would think
flower.
so, yeah. So
Like
there
there's
was
some kind of like
Me down gently.
flower. I wonder if it has something to do with vibranium,
That would
since it
reveal
only
my
grows
care
there.
for your
You know what I mean?
Yeah, I would say it
Why
does.
release me at all?
For the same reason
It's some
you
kind of
are
flower
important.
that they inhale and they go on some kind of trip, and I don't
can
know.
help you
It's
get
very
it.
confusing.
Assume there is a price.
I want
It's
a
cool,
Yeah.
sample for
but it's
myself.
also
So
like in the
it's-
last one they kind of.
Fair?
So does he
Do I
actually
have a
have
choice?
power, or does he just get it
Of
from
course
the
you do
flower?
not.
Like how's
Oh,
that?
he has
Need is
power,
not
like
He has
the extra
power,
speed and
In the vault at their home
It's like a whole
God.
ritual they do.
The
They
vault
grind
is
up that
open
flower
only on
and
occasion of a
he
great
ingests
feast,
it, and so
when
it
Oh,
the
gives
okay.
hero
him
shares the
all
bounty
that
of
stuff
the
that comes
summer.
with it.
And
But like this
it's
flower is
your
supposed to be
boast.
ultra rare, and then like in the last one, it felt like they all
Say the high
they
one of
basically just
Asgard.
destroyed it.
destroyed all of them, unless they're gonna find like a little like cove of
Sa-
them locked
yeah,
away
sa-
somewhere.
Yeah, like one remaining flower out in the woods, and they
Why do
reproduce
you
it.
want
Yeah.
the meat?
Yeah.
My motives are not your
It's
business.
probably gonna
as
go the
yours
route.
are
They're gonna be
not
like,
mine.
oh yes, there is
All you need
hope
to do
left,
is get it.
something
I
like
must
that.
bring a mighty
I hope
gift
so,
to
because I do
Sylvan.
like that
Grant
is
my welcome.
among my
The
favorite
drunkard
of
Ozzy
the
recently lost his
Marvel
altar
movies
to
was
super
the original
Leader.
Black
I think,
Panther.
Disappeared on the way to
I know
Utah.
I've been pushing for the movie nights, but I'm down to watch a Black Panther movie night because I
It's
haven't
the
seen it, and
tree
I
that
do want to
bears
watch
the
that.
scars of the
So
world's
good.
serpent scales.
It
I
was
love
a
that
very good
character.
movie.
Have passed
I
by.
hate that
Very
he
good
passed
movie.
away because I think he was the perfect Black Panther.
You might
Yeah.
also bring a
Mhm.
gift for Gunlothar. There
It was
Like, I
one
didn't
of-
even realize he was
flower
that
for
sick.
Gunner's house by the
It was
lake
a,
near
That's what's
Utgarth.
crazy.
It's a
I will
borderline
bear
movie,
that
like
in
one of the
mind.
ones I wanted to see because I know
When
of
you
him.
have the mead,
But I was just like,
join me
I
at
don't know. I
Mead.
could go without it.
There I will
But now it's
show
like,
you how
I
to
wish I kind of
escape
saw
your
that one
doom
at
at
least.
Ragnarok.
But I will see it. And like Captain
Yeah.
Marvel, I won't see.
Why
That
not?
one's so great
I
because
don't like the main character. One, I don't like the character, and also I don't like the actress.
See,
Uh,
the best part for me is I don't know any actors or actresses.
Brie
now the-
Larson
Brie
and
Larson.
Captain
Yeah,
Marvel.
I
Marvel.
don't like Brie Larson and how
better than
she
me,
handled a lot of
anyway.
press for it.
Yeah, I just try to ignore what
Mhm.
actors say because they're idiot people, just like the rest of us.
Well, yeah, but I don't know. It's just like also I just don't find Captain Marvel interesting in general. So it's like I wasn't gonna see it, but because
somewhat of a
both-
boring character. But what you know what's great for me, and probably
Well,
great for you guys to a certain extent, is the nostalgia that comes with that movie.
Well,
Like,
she's the female Superman, but from
Yeah.
Marvel. So she's literally just
Search for
Superman
the
copy
cauldron
pasted.
now, or head
Granted,
Um,
I don't know who came first, saying whatever.
I'm sure
but-
Superman came first, but
I don't
Yeah.
like
Also
Superman.
in the
Oh, he's a
comic
guy,
books-
so he probably did come first.
But
okay.
Captain Marvel was a guy originally.
Yes, originally Captain Marvel was a guy too.
Really? I thought.
Yes.
Why'd you throw
they
a water
lost
bottle
a
at me?
whole- They lost a wow. Like, he's getting in trouble at home. They lost a whole chunk of that where Miss Marvel turns into Captain Marvel. That's a whole let's skip over our sexist days kind of thing.
I always thought they were the same character for some reason. But I don't know. I just I do want to watch Black Panther, so I'm down for that.
Let's go.
Um,
End the podcast early.
It's now just watching movies.
But no, the nostalgia for Captain Marvel is what got it for me, which is like she lands in a freaking
Blockbuster.
blockbuster, and it's like, oh my god, you
Yeah.
remember those days? It's
God, I
so
had a
crazy.
I had a Blockbuster that was like less than like 3 minutes away from me. And I was just like going down there every weekend to get a movie.
There was
or
one that was
game.
like a minute away from me.
I remember playing games and being like, well, that's it. I got to return it, so I
Yeah,
guess I'll never
no.
finish this game.
Yeah, I
this game is
Remember
just where it
written
is.
systems?
The game
The
I
music, the music from that movie actually got me more.
Yeah. Oh, that's like Guardians for me. That music is so good.
See, I've never
Oh,
watched
The
Guardians.
Guardian soundtrack was absolutely amazing. Both of them.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
They have been. They were absolutely brilliant movie soundtracks. But
And plus, I
on
mean,
that note,
Baby Groot.
You gotta go.
mm-hmm,
You gotta go to work, don't you?
mm-hmm.
by a train.
I'm sorry.
Don't you want
Go ride the train.
Fine
you-
like me.
Are you
Bring your
Are you
Switch with you
actually,
and keep playing Stardew.
about to say, are you actually on the train tonight?
I am going to be driving trains today, but I have to drive 40 minutes to actually get to work today because I'm
Ooh.
starting somewhere else.
Oh,
than
okay.
normal.
We'll have fun with
But-
that.
Yep. Be safe.
Bye.
Oh God, bye.
He's not off to a good start.
Oh God.
Yeah.
He's doing the opposite. Woof.
There's a fire alarm test going on, so
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Well,
You sure it's a test?
Woof, you jinxed it.
It's time
Oh,
to go to
there it
work.
is. I heard it. I heard a little bit of it. I heard the whoop.
whoop.
Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of police.
But on that note, I will leave you gentlemen to it. Have a good evening and enjoy the rest of the cast.
Yep.
See ya.
Bye.
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 Hey,
Still heal. Can't believe he's.
I like that his mouth is full of food, like he's
Yeah.
shoving pizza in his face as he's walking out the door.
You gotta finish his supreme pizza.
is he still
I
in the
can get
game?
behind Supreme except for the olives. That's the only thing
Yeah,
I can't get
olives.
behind.
Yeah, I cannot forgive anyone with olives. I think that's worse than pineapple in my opinion.
I mean,
Yeah.
Well, I hate pineapple, but at least I can like respect it being sweet and going sweet and savory route. But olives just are disgusting.
well, pizza is what introduced me to mushrooms, but that's the only reason or way I'll eat
I
mushrooms.
love mushrooms.
Oh, I hate
Mm.
mushrooms.
I,
I
love
agree.
mushrooms in almost every form.
Okay, then again, I would have mushrooms over olives because olives will just.
And mushrooms on pizza are good. But I'm like that when you go to the Chinese buffet and they just have those mushrooms like just sitting there. I'll eat those.
No.
I'll just eat them.
Ew, no.
No.
Yeah. They probably
No.
poured straight out of a can and boiled in some water.
Ugh.
I'll just eat them because I love that flavor.
I
Mushrooms
hate
in general
buffets.
are horrible.
I don't know if anyone else is like me on buffets, but I hate people being over my food and like being near my food where they can cough on it. Like
Nowadays
hover
I do,
over
but
it.
before I never
Yeah.
thought about it. I mean,
It's
Yeah,
just
right
like,
now.
like I've seen people eat at the buffet trough
mm.
over food, and I'm like, yeah, I never want to get food from that. I never
Or
want.
pick from it as they're like going around collecting
Yes,
food.
like yeah,
Yeah.
like I touch it, and it's like just disgusting, and I hate it. And
Y'all
seems
have
It's
gone.
like-
reminding me. What's the last time I went to a Chinese buffet?
it's just like I just hate it. I mean, I don't care about like a waiter bringing my food because they're not like hovering over it; they're just like bouncing it on their own, bring it.
Well, plus
That's
they have to
fine.
follow sanitation
Right.
practices.
Like, I trust waiters to not, do that to me. However, I don't trust the average consumer who's like gonna stuff a little mouth full of food because an all-you-can-eat buffet is probably gobbling down this food like it's the last thing they ever gonna eat. And I don't know, it irks me like really bad. So that's why I've never gone to a buffet like ever.
Y'all have Golden Corral?
Yes.
Where y'all?
Yes, I do not go there.
For one, yeah,
I
their
think
that's a
their
terrible
food
place.
is it's like I'd say like low income buffet. People.
That's the place where it triggered my anti buffet.
I was gonna say all that stuff you said. I was sitting there thinking about it. I was like, I don't think I've ever seen any of that in a Chinese buffet.
No,
I'm
Chinese
sure it
buffet is
happens.
pretty okay. Like the food is just sometimes can be really weird, but like it's mostly the Golden Corral or like country food buffets that you get the interesting customers.
Yeah, I haven't gone to like a normal buffet. I've not even gone to a Chinese buffet in years, but normal buffets I just don't go to. Unless the only one I could think of is casinos, but generally you don't.
Actually, what I'm gonna say was Vegas buffets or like casino buffets are another huge gross.
Most of the ones I've ever been to, you don't handle the food.
Yeah,
like they give it
Well,
to you.
Depending on where you go.
Yeah, so I was gonna say, have you been to Circus?
No.
Okay, don't.
See, some buffets will fine. Some like the ones that you handle is bad, but yeah, there are some casinos that like maybe not casinos, but like stuff in Vegas that are not casinos that are just like little places. Those are the real cheap ones. Those are the ones where you can get it.
Like
So,
Circus.
Circus.
Yes, yes, I'm aware.
Like-
I'm just explaining it to Ray.
You know what's the worst part, in my opinion, about Circus? Is they actually have a roller coaster inside the hotel, the hotel casino, that's wooden, and every time it goes, you hear the entire thing shaking. It is terrifying just being in the building with that thing.
There's only one good coaster I've ever been in Vegas. That was Speed at Nassau Cafe. I've never been on it, but compared to the other ones that have been in Vegas, that is like by default the best Vegas coaster. You guys remember the one that used to go around the needle?
Yes.
Oh, up top, yeah.
High roll. And then the only one that stands there now is Nukes coaster, which is a mega piece of shit.
Circus coaster's still there.
Oh, sorry. Oh, okay, well, Circus isn't like that great of a coaster anyway, so. But
Going on.
New York is terrible. It's made by a company called Togo, and Togo coasters are rough and awful. It's just terrible. Like, some people would say it's worth it doing it once. I mean, it is, but it is the most not shaky, but like head-banging coaster I've been on, and you pay money to go on it. It's not like where you go to a poke and you pay to just get into the poke. You have to pay per ride on that coaster, so you're basically paying to be punched. It's not good. So I had a rant about it as a coaster enthusiast.
See, I'm the exact opposite. All coasters can go away and it would not bother me at all. They just are really not fun. That might be because I had a horrible experience on one.
Which coastal?
It was somewhere in Universal, and it was a coaster
Florida?
Yeah, Florida.
Was it the Universal Studios or was it Islands of Adventure?
I don't remember. It was such a. I'll put it this way: it was when they were still dueling dragons.
Was it in the same poke?
Yes.
Was it the green one?
No, it was one that was the whole coaster was like inside of a box. It was so it whipped you around so much. I had
You mean Spider-Man?
no.
Spider-Man didn't whip you around that much,
It
does
wasn't
it?
a name. It wasn't a named one like that.
Right, but those were
On the web.
Hulk and Dueling Dragons have been the only coaster since the beginning. And
It wasn't the Hulk, was it?
Yeah, so the Hulk's outside, and it's huge and
It,
green.
it's
Yeah.
not. It wasn't in a building. It's basically. The whole coaster was like a box. It was constant sharp turns.
Right, but those no coaster is like that, unless you're thinking Universal, which
I don't know.
Are you?
Those the Mummy, which is a coastal. That was inside. Okay.
Are you sure it was there?
It was in Florida.
Okay.
I'm not sure what you're talking about because there's nothing.
Maybe
Dr.
it was
Dr.
in
Seuss.
Maybe it was in the Disney one.
That was a Dr. Seuss Stoke Red.
That's a small roll.
You spin around.
It's a small
I think
world
it's a small world jerks you
after all.
around. It drives you crazy if you ride it as a teenager.
It doesn't bother me. It never did. I've been on it multiple times.
I'm sure it wasn't Dr. Seuss though. It spins you around.
No. Basically, it was a coaster that was.
Does it spin you around like a record?
You spin my wait.
There
No.
are tracks that you turn like
Logan's reaction to that
180
might have been the
degrees
best.
instantly. It wasn't like a bank turn or anything. It was just instant turning or completely back on yourself.
I can't think of anything like that. It was
It's been so long since I've been to Universal.
I've never been.
The pterodactyl one, the flying one.
No. That's also now called. Maybe no. I don't know.
Yeah, then that's the only other like coasterish ride. 'Cause everything else is like water ride. So no, I'm interested to see what it was because if I can know what it is, I can recollect because that was like one of my home pokes.
I'm trying to remember. I might have to ask my mom. She was in travel, so I went to Disney and Universal so many times.
It's most likely what you probably a Disney ride.
It probably. You know what? And now I'm thinking about it. It
Is
was.
it the Space Mountain or Rocket Adventure or something, which is like Aerosmith's thing?
Was it completely pitch dark?
No, you were outside.
Okay.
It was near a ride that was one of those launch you up and then you felt like you're free falling.
Tower Terror. What's in Tower? What poke's Tower Terror in?
That is what used to be Hollywood Studios.
Right. Maybe he's thinking of Hollywood.
Do you go outside?
Yeah,
the Rock and Roller Coaster.
He goes outside. Rock and Roller Coaster doesn't go outside.
Yeah.
The whole thing was outside. There was no covered part in this one.
Oh.
I'm actually curious. I'm gonna look this up real quick.
I don't know which one.
Yeah, I've never been to any of these places, so
I was trying to think what's near the. Is that still the Tower of Terror, or did they change the name of that?
well now
They
it's
changed a lot of stuff in that park.
yeah, it's the Tower of Joy now.
You know, Texas is not that far from here.
Bring it.
I've never threatened you directly like that, but geez, that really got to me for some reason.
About to say, I don't know what I'm supposed to take that one.
He can take it whatever way he wants at this point. He just like, it just came out. I couldn't even stop myself. Just the puns, the never-ending jokes, the dad jokes.
Bring it, bitch.
I can't think of what it could even be. then again, I'm not big on Disney, so.
Yeah, I've only been to Disney once. I've been to Universal a couple times.
I've been to both Disneys in the U.S. about 3 times, so.
No, I've been to Disney twice. I just forgot the last.
Alien Sword stuff.
I went with the band and then I went with my family.
Was it? No, it couldn't have been Stoles. It was the Stoles joke, right? That's inside, so.
Hello? I can hear you eating from all the way on this other side.
I'm not quite sure. But nevertheless, Coastal's all cool. I think you just had a bad experience.
I guarantee that is the case too.
I can't think of what you would have, but
I'll put it this way. This is how you know that was probably just a bad experience. I went on the Dueling Dragons.
oh yeah,
2
if you like-
times.
yeah, if you like Dueling Dragons, then yeah, that's fine. Dueling Dragons.
Oh god. Six
It's no
Flags is
longer
good.
there though. That's the sad part.
I wonder if Six Flags still has like those wooden roller coasters that would beat the living shit out of you the whole time you rode them.
Depends on what polk you're going to.
Georgia.
Yeah.
Remember where I live.
Great American Scream Machine, yes.
I know
Just
there's
so
also
bad.
there's somewhere there's the oldest roller coaster that's still operational, and I would be terrified to go on it. I think it's from 1930 something. It's a pure wooden roller coaster, and it's still operational.
What a way to die though in an anecdote. That would be great.
Oh, they have at the Kima Boardwalk here in South Houston. They have
Boardwalk Bullet.
yeah. You know it.
Yep.
It's wooden.
I haven't been on it, but I know about it.
Oh,
And
wooden
it-
coasters don't bother me. It's the fact that how old it is,
I've
and it's still
actually-
the same wood.
I've actually held that Boardwalk Bullet.
I'm
It's
sure they have to maintain it
pretty
to a
good.
certain extent. They
Yeah,
just can't like just let it.
I think it's
The coastals
it's called
have
Hop the
limited
Gap or
yields.
Hop the
coastals-
Lip, something like that.
Apocalypse.
No,
That's in
I'm saying
California.
the one I'm talking about is like Hop the Gap or Hop the.
Oh, that's in yeah, I know what you're talking.
That's the oldest wooden roller coaster that's still in
Yes.
operation.
Yes, I can't remember what polka it is in.
But
There's
that
one
thing
in,
would terrify me.
There's one in Green, is it Green? Yeah, Greenville, Wisconsin. It's there's like it's like a state polk, but they have a coaster on it and they run. And that one's really good. That like one of the second to last hill is like one of the most insane hills. It's like a small little hill, but it's huge road time on it. But
I
yeah,
also like how we're on roller coasters. What was the topic we were meant to be on?
I mean, we don't have a few topics, so I'm fine just rambling for a bit.
Okay.
Well, back on the
Just
Boardwalk
smoke.
Bullet, if you watch it, it sways a lot.
Coastals
And-
can't swing. It's just how much swing and how old it is and how much sway it's giving. Like wooden coasters are meant to do that because if you're all stiff, it's a lot of force going onto the wood.
That's
They
why
have to-
buildings shake when there's earthquakes. It's
Yep. Some things were built to do that.
yeah.
And now if it's just like constantly swaying, even though when there's no calls running, then you'd be afraid.
There's an engineering term for that because bridges can do that too if they get in the
Yeah.
rhythm
I
gets
could-
just right.
I could ask my engineering friend about this and bringing it up.
Because they have to think about it when they do bridges and stuff, like especially like hanging bridges and stuff like that. Because like if
Mackinac.
that rhythm gets just right, it can like destroy the whole damn thing.
Yeah.
Speaking of my friend, I want to give a quick shout out. He finally got a engineering job. I'm happy for him. He is working, I think, on cell towers and stuff. He's
That's good.
intern for that. He actually has to move like an hour from our hometown up. So I talked to him about it today. But yeah, engineering's hell. I know it because he's my roommate in college. It's a hell of a degree, which for good reason, obviously. Because if all engineers were like very dumb, all what would we ruin? But if we, because I know we were talking about trying to do a big road trip. Would you guys go to a theme park?
Maybe.
Yeah, I'd be fine with it. I'm not.
Would you go, like, if you were honest with the trip with us, would you go at least into, like, roam around, go to, like, all the
Oh yeah.
small attractions? You don't,
Yeah.
because you can watch all stuff if you don't
Yeah.
want to ride. I've had friends do that too. I've had friends. Like,
the bag watcher. He just named
no,
you
no,
the
no,
bag watcher.
I literally, I went for my high school. You guys, when you had like your senior trip, you had like a little, day trip to a polk. Did you guys have
Nope.
that?
You
Did
had a
not have
senior
the senior-
trip?
Yeah, I was gonna say there's no such thing as a senior trip.
Just about every year I was in band, we took a trip because we performed. I'm doing Cody fingers that you can't see.
Okay.
So,
well,
but yeah, that's the only thing I've got.
every like high school I know in Florida, every senior class they have like a date. They have like a special night, like a trip they go on to a polk, and the polks stay open late. But we just went to like a regular timing to Universal. But it was roaming with a group of 6, and 3 of us would go on coastals, and then the other 3 would just sit around and wait because they didn't want to go on coastals. So depending on what what group of people you're with, sometimes it's fine to leave them because they just don't want to go on coastals, which I understand. But I'm a adrenaline junkie and I love coastals, but coastals don't love me because I'm too big,
Agreed.
Well,
too tall.
here we
too-
are just standing in a group. Our class just stood in a group and spelled out 2011.
Ah, good.
Is
It's
that when
very
you?
I'm glad,
Yes.
I'm glad Texas has some good traditions.
Oh, I mean,
I had to spell out 2000.
my school district wasn't exactly good.
I feel that one.
Then again, I mean, even my public schools around here had those trips, but I was in the
Like I
actual-
said, we had band, and the only reason we could get away with that is because we would perform, so they would give us really cheaply discounted tickets. Like when we went to Disney, we spent like 4 or 5 days there. We did one parade at one park.
Yeah, that's what my mom did. She's done stuff like that because she was in band. She went to Polks and cities. Like she went to New York to do Macy's one year.
Oh,
I
nice.
never did that.
I think they were there for just a few days. But she was talking to me about some of the because they had like 4 kids to a room.
Yeah, that's where I. Boy,
Save on
I
hotels. So
had a friend that got in deep shit there because he brought our cigarettes for us, and I let his ass take the heat on that one. I conveniently disappeared.
We went on a cruise ship for our band.
Son of a bitch, we can go on a cruise ship.
Well, it was they rotated. It was like every 2 years they did somewhere. My senior year, which I didn't do band, was Hawaii.
Damn it! How'd you miss that one?
I was doing football inside. Well, I did football junior year, and then
Did you get to travel with football? See, that's why you're stuck with band.
no.
but you got
And then I started working.
You got the glory of concussions. That's the
Yeah.
football special.
Band made me hate football. I'll tell you that. Because of just having to watch it endlessly.
Was it the people or was it? The
And
sport?
now, as an adult, I don't watch football. I avoid it like it's the fucking plague, and that's really
What's your,
hard to do in the South.
So do you watch the sport then? Like, how do you cope in the South then?
I don't watch a sport, and I flip them all off when they ask me who I like.
Well,
No, I don't
legally, you're allowed not to watch sports here in Texas or in the South. They don't shoot you on spot anymore.
Texas is not the South. Texas is Texas. The South.
I don't mind soccer. Let's put it that way. If I was going to pick a sport, since I played soccer,
You would be called wolves if you said soccer was a good sport in the South.
yeah, I know. Do you
How
know
dare you
Atlanta
not-
has a professional soccer team, though? You say that, but Atlanta's got a professional soccer team.
Here's
your Right, water but bottle those-
back.
But like most southern people, or college football, or
What if I told them that what they call football is not really football?
what? I don't understand. It's
Football is the
Football.
game where you only touch it with your, what's the word? Foot. That's
Penis.
Then they would probably go some words about immigrants or something like that.
Probably.
The
Wow.
southern one.
Wow.
I'm just telling you straight up the truth of being in the
Now,
South.
Grim, you can't say you haven't heard a lot of the stuff that's coming out of Trace's mouth from people around you in that area.
I don't say I condone it. I'm just saying this is what I.
It's happens. I agree with you completely.
Straight up now, tell me
I
what you really
just
want
straight
to
up
do.
don't care. I don't care what your favorite sport is, but I'm just saying this is just Southern culture is like college
Baseball's
football-
okay, but it's just boring as all shit.
college
It's good reason to
football
drink beer, but
Falcons on Sundays. Well, it's either an Alabama or a Georgia fan.
no, that's wrong. That's not the rivalry.
What?
He told you.
Alabama, Auburn. Yeah.
Well, we're not in Alabama, so. I'm in
Well,
Georgia.
my family in Alabama, you have two choices. That's it. And my whole family's Auburn fans. So
Right, I'm saying in Georgia, you have my two choices.
you know what's funny though? You know Georgia. This is when I used to watch sports. I learned this. Georgia Auburn is one of the oldest rivalries in football. The Georgia Auburn game.
What's that Clemson, by the way? I don't think it's South Carolina.
It's Clemson, South Carolina. They're somewhere up in that. Are they Tennessee?
They're around that region.
I can't remember.
Yeah. Look, hold on. I gotta no. But Clemson's not like huge.
Can't believe. Like,
Clemson,
what is
South
it?
Carolina. Yeah. It's in Clemson, South Carolina.
All I know about South Carolina is that South Carolina, what they do when they're trying to rally their team is they wave a white towel in the air, which the world over is known as the universal sign of surrender.
Uh-huh.
So currently Clemson's on like the western little tip of South Carolina. Well, it's like right next to Georgia. So it's close to Greensville. So that's something I'll take. I don't know. I've never seen a Clemson fan here.
Where's Vanderbilt at?
Vanderbilt is up in Pennsylvania, right?
I thought that's Virginia.
That was Virginia, because isn't Vandy in the SEC?
Nashville, Tennessee.
Yeah, I thought Vandy was in the SEC. Look, I don't even watch football and I know this bullshit. I know Missouri's in the SEC recently.
Well, they just got added like a few years old. So.
Who was that? They had to add two to add Missouri, and I can't remember the other one they added.
Let me look up SEC and I'll tell you. Oh, sorry, I got to SEC.gov, which is Securities Exchange.
Yeah, that's the people that monitor the trade market. Yeah.
In Google, I put a space to just see like have football pop up, and it's SEC. Is the first thing to pop up.
God, you ever like look at some of those autocompletes on Google, and you'll be like, "What's wrong with people? Why can't people use their brain?"
Conference. Curious to see how many teams now exist in the schools. Alabama, Arkansas, Auburn, Florida, Georgia, Kentucky, Louisiana State, Mississippi State, Missouri, South Carolina, Tennessee, Texas A&M, and Vanderbilt. Was that Texas A&M? I feel like don't need
Texas A&M is Texas A&M's been there a while. What was the other ones?
Where are they at? Texas?
Oh
no!
I had a full grams on that one.
No, Texas A&M.
I approve.
A&M is the like the
Military.
military one, yeah.
Yeah.
Conference joining.
They're assholes. Like the students there.
Let me look at the history of him.
Like they're the most entitled like children that I've ever seen.
Texas A&M. I mean, is that what you were saying?
Yeah.
Okay. And also I am right. Missouri and Texas A&M joined SEC in 2012.
I thought Texas, for some reason, I thought they were part for longer than that. Maybe they were.
Also,
That's crazy.
what is a really funny thing here? How many teams do you think in the SEC go have a mascot? Tigers. How many teams?
LSU, Auburn. I want to say at least one or two more. Yeah, because isn't Missouri?
Missouri. 3 teams. 3 teams.
Did I name all 3 of them?
Yep.
Look at that.
Then I think every other team is. Oh, no, sorry, Mississippi State and Georgia are both Bulldogs.
I should root for I think it's Sanford because their mascot is a freaking pine tree, and I love it.
What?
Yes.
Yeah, Sanford is just a tree.
That's why I said I should root for them because I love that their damn mascot's a damn pine tree.
I don't know.
All the things.
South Carolina has the best nickname.
The Gamecocks?
Gamecocks.
Yeah, they wave a towel of surrender and their names is Cox. I mean, can't beat that.
It's truly beautiful when you think about it. But those the East Coast, which is really weird. Those East and West Division. And the East is Florida, Georgia, South Carolina, Tennessee, Kentucky, Vanderbilt, and then somehow Missouri. Then the West is Auburn, Alabama, Ole Miss, Mississippi State, LSU, Arkansas, and Texas A&M. How is Missouri in the East one when it's literally
because the way they had to add it, yeah.
I'm well. I know Texas A&M can't be in the East. I always feel like should have shifted like Auburn and then just cut it that. But you know.
Yeah, it's all. I always thought that was crazy. I was like, what the hell?
That's right. Yep. Texas A&M joined from the SWC, Southwestern Conference.
So Auburn and Alabama are in the same conference?
Yep. Well, they're in the same conference, but also.
I mean, division, like East or West. Huh.
Yeah, same with both of the Mississippi ones.
I guess the reason that Alabama and Auburn have to stay in the same conference is that game has to happen.
Well, they always play each other.
No, but that's what I'm saying is that, like, if they're in different conferences, there might be a chance of one year they not play each other in normal regular season game. You know what I mean? Now that they do playoffs and all that.
Well, one, typically all teams in a conference play each other, and two, colleges schedule games with each other. There's no like overlying thing that makes these games have to happen. I know this as someone who's done ticketing. I've known about college sports. Is they basically have to communicate with other schools on what days are open, and they schedule them between. So they can always schedule and be like, "Hey, this day is wolf fighting," and they can just get it done. Like they can always guarantee to play each other. But conferences always play each other at least once in football.
Yeah, but that's what I was wondering. Is like, but if it's East and West, it's like whoever wins the most. I don't know. That's weird how they split it and do playoffs now.
I mean, they typically could do that for like those different reasons. Like different sports probably use the division system differently.
But I thought because they switched, college football didn't used to have playoffs.
Well, don't they have playoffs just for the first?
Each division can have East plays West.
Really?
So what you could have happen is the Auburn-Alabama game is the last game of the year, and you could turn around and have that game happen again if they were in different divisions.
Interesting. I'm not sure.
Yeah, because that was something they changed just with the changing of how they do it. They used to just like go off of the polls or the win rate. I don't know how the hell they chose it before, but yeah, they turned it into playoffs.
They like the top 25 were decided by a selection of a committee.
Yeah, but now it's off of whoever's the top. They do that to win the top of like the conferences, and then the conferences play each other.
Which I always
so on and so forth.
That was funny is how I always think it should be is there should be go by record, but then display it with some level of conference weight. Like say like an 8-0 like Florida, plays in the SEC, who's 8-0 should be higher ranked than say one of my favorite teams was what's the frog team, Grim? You should know them in Texas.
What?
The Horned Frog.
Texas Christian. That's Texas Christian.
Yeah.
TCU.
TCU. There was like a few years where TCU was doing really good. Like they were like undefeated, only had one win. But I think like if TCU has the same like 8-0, they should be a little bit low, but they don't get as high because of the committee. The committee never puts those teams like on the top 25 unless they're like 24th or something. Which I think they should be higher than like a team that's in the SEC that has like 2 losses, but it's just those weird levels because technically that most of those teams will beat the TCU team. But and I always thought the ratings will the rank like the top 25 was always sure. It's just a random selection of people. Well, not random, but like the committee, and the committee has personal feelings, not Data. I know this is a really fun topic for a lot of people, so it's swap it. I know Abe's really
Yeah,
enthusiastic.
he hasn't talked at all.
Hey, we live?
Yeah.
Okay.
So let's I know we were talking a little bit beforehand. Let's go back to the fictional cities, like comic book cities like Metropolis and Gotham. I know you have that list though. If you want to go down it, Ray.
Yeah.
Do you still have the
Spot.
list?
Yeah, I've got it open in tab here. Sorry, I had to get to a spot in the game.
Oh, you're good.
So I found a list. What the hell is it? The Guide to the Fictional Cities of the DC Universe by Hollywood Reporter, Heat Vision. I don't know what the fuck. There's like a division of the Hollywood Reporter. There you go. So it talks about like Metropolis and Gotham City. It combines those two together, and they're basically New York. That's their. I guess they're taking in what's considered to be their what it is a version of. It says Metropolis is an idealized version of New York at its best, while Gotham shows an exaggerated take on New York at its worst, which makes sense.
Right, because it's supposed to be a crime-ridden city.
This might explain why generally portrayed as being relatively close to each other and placed traditionally in New Jersey of all places. So you could almost look at it as like Manhattan and then like the boroughs across the river, you know.
Basically, I think that's actually what it's kind of almost supposed to represent. But like,
Yeah, Gotham is the more blue-collar sibling of the highfalutin Metropolis.
Yep.
So then you got Gateway City, which I forgot Wonder Woman's from Gateway City, but there you go.
Oh, that's all. Okay.
Yeah.
What is Gateway?
Not in the new movies. I don't think she's from there. She might live there in the new movies, though, actually.
Yeah,
Didn't
because
she
she
live in
actually.
England?
Bless you.
Thank you. But that's supposed to be Gateway City. I mean, that should be pretty obvious.
San Fran.
Yeah, because of the...
That makes sense.
Yeah. That's one of a couple places that works as a stand-in for San Francisco. Yeah, and it says, however, Wonder Woman has been somewhat mobile through most of her 7 decade plus in comics. She's been in comic books for over 7 decades. Good God. New York City boss. She's been around. Star City is Green Arrow's hometown. Temporarily renamed Starling City in the early seasons of the Arrow.
There you go.
Oh yeah, yeah. I didn't realize
always
that
think
actually.
City.
Although it's been called Star City in comic book mythology since 1941. Somewhere on the west coast of the United States.
Yep.
And then Superman crosses over. Star City has been replaced by Boston. What? So it's either on the East Coast or West Coast?
Boston.
So that one's kind of like somewhere. Then there's Central City, which is basically Kansas City, because it's got the split city. It's got a Keystone City and Central City across from each other.
I don't know. It's supposed to be kind of close to Green Arrow City, so maybe it's supposed to. I think yeah, Star City is supposed to be more like Boston, but sometimes it's been placed on the West Coast.
It might have been placed on the West Coast and then moved to Boston for convenient writing.
Right. Yeah.
Let's see. Star City Central City and Star City are only 600 miles apart. Kansas City is around 1,500 miles from San Francisco. Let's just pretend that while DC's comic book Earth is larger than ours, the CW era Flash Universe United States is somehow smaller.
Yeah, that's what I was confused by, because I always watch the CW stuff.
Then National City is Supergirl stomping ground. Blah blah blah. I don't think anybody really cares about that, but it's an alternative take on Los Angeles.
I will say the CW DC universe, I feel like is a lot better, than the movies.
I'm just gonna say this. What the heck is
DC
CW?
should
like Fox or CNN. They're just a network, but instead of doing news,
the DC should hire those writers to help them write their movies.
Or give them movies.
That's why I knew. That's why I knew Justice League was doomed is when they changed up the Flash because they weren't going to keep the same Flash from CW. I'm like, well, they're not keeping CW's writing, so.
Oh, they probably wanted to keep the writing, but there's probably all kinds of legal shit that goes along with that.
No, I'm sure it was a choice not to.
Yeah, I do think
bet
he.
CW owns that Flash,
I'm sure they have some licensing, like with.
and they might not have wanted to play ball. You never know. I
I
didn't
don't
hate
know.
the Flash in the Justice League, but I never cared about the TV show.
I just like the TV one better.
I've never watched just the movie Justice League, so.
Coast City is. Well, get ready. It's going to come out this month. The uncut 4-hour version.
Uncut and raw with
Yeah.
Joe. Coverage.
Oh, well, not the uncut, but the director's cut. I should say.
Oh,
Coast City
God.
is San Diego. Opal City is blah 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 blah. Somewhere inside Maryland. So like Baltimore.
Wait, who's in Opal?
Supergirl and Arrow. It's been on both of theirs.
Interesting.
It's where Supergirl's cat. Wait, it's on Supergirl. It's where Cat's son Adam lives. Who the fuck that is?
Oh, Adam.
It's the home. Oh, that Adam. It's the home of both the elongated man.
He
There you go.
man.
and
Oh yeah, he was on
Starman,
Flash. He was on Flash.
as well as a
On
number of
Flash.
supervillains.
I
Flash.
just heard on Flesh.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm playing Apex right now.
I'm chopping
Midway
people's
City
heads off.
Is midway between the east and west coast. It's home to Hawkman, Hawkgirl. That makes
I
sense.
thought you said hot man.
No, Hawk. As well as the the superhero known as Doom Patrol is in Midway City.
Yeah, Doom Patrol. Everyone remembers Doom Patrol.
Was it still going last time I checked the series?
It
I
is.
think so. I watched
I
the
knew-
first season.
I knew Doom Patrol and Flick Comics not.
I just watched it for what's his name that's in it? Brendan Fraser. I was like, oh my god, he's back.
That's
And
right.
It's actually
Yeah.
he is the guy. And it's actually pretty good for that. And then Midway will make its appearance. Suicide Squad is based in Midway? Because this article is written a fair way back, so it says will make its big screen debut in the summer Suicide Squad. Are you talking about Midway and Suicide Squad?
Well, I don't remember. I mean, those the
That
new.
movie was terrible.
Those the new Suicide Squad coming out, by the way.
Yeah, I know, but I think they're talking about the original because I think this article is written a fair ways back.
I can't
But-
remember.
Yeah, this is written in 2016, so
I can't remember anything about the plot of the Suicide Squad.
I guess that might have been Central City. I don't know. It was a city or Midway City. So, I mean, they're kind of loosely based in reality, very loosely.
It's kind of cool though. I mean, they get inspiration from these and try to put them on a map.
I do have to agree that it might make everybody's life easier if you just use real cities. I'm just saying.
Yes, but I think it's somewhat cool.
The people trying to understand and the people in writing it, it would make everybody's life slightly easier. But I mean,
Well, whatever. Sorry, maybe I meant to say that better. What other fictional cities do you guys like? Like
London.
yeah,
London?
It's not real.
London, yeah, it's not real.
Oh, you gotta say it like the what was it, 16th century or less? London. Okay, yeah, that's the same thing.
I'm sorry. What?
Way
What have
back
you
then,
been
it was
smoking?
spelled differently.
It's spelled
Back in
differently and it's slightly different pronunciation.
It
You want to hear
was
a real hard truth for a lot
LU.
of people from England? A lot of people in England spoke French way back in the day too.
Did they?
Yes, because they're Normans and Saxons and all that kind of stuff. They intermingled quite a bit. There's your history lesson for the day. In fact, I think some of the kings of England might have been from the area that was called Norman or Saxon or wherever the fuck the French are. As much as they hate each other, they have a lot in common.
That's probably
Yeah,
why they
they-
hate each other.
They all like basically cousins in country sandaled.
I do like where they think that the middle finger thing, where like the middle finger came from, like flipping somebody the bird. They thought it was the War of the Roses, and back then the French were renowned for their bowmen, what they called yeomen, because they used yew bows that were really powerful and really good. And this is all like speculation, but apparently used your middle finger to pull the string back. And the way they would taunt the British would be they would like stick their middle finger up at them like, haha, I still have my finger and I can still shoot you. So it turned into fuck you from that. Which I like to think that's really how it happened. Same way that like salutes come from knights lifting their visors. And handshakes are an indication that you don't have a weapon in your hand.
Yep. And it was also, you had to, no matter what, the handshake was right-handed, because if you were left-handed, you were a devil worshiper way back then.
Yeah. Well, they called it wrong-handed. Even the Latin for left is like really weird. Can't remember what they say it's called. It's like, it sounds bad.
It
But
sounds bad.
It does. Like, hold on, I could. But yeah, that's like, left-handed people were not treated.
People in general weren't treated very well.
Sinister, sinister is left, wrong, unfavorable, on the left hand, perverse, or harmful. These are all sinister, or sinistram is the Latin. But that's where you get the word sinister. I think sinister, yeah. Like there's some kind of like medical terms for it too. Like if something hurts the left side of your brain, it starts with the sinus part, because that means left. So, there you go. There's some word history. And finger history, I guess.
Please give me the history of my finger.
Your middle finger is from the French people. You can thank the French. Oh, going Dutch, by the way, is you know, like if you split a bill, that's also an insult. That was an insult the Brits used to give to the Dutch when they were in a war with them. Going Dutch, Dutch oven, all those come from that war where they were just trying to degrade the Dutch as much as possible.
How's Dutch oven a?
That's when you fart under covers and lift it over somebody's head next to you.
Never have heard that.
Hey babe, I know.
Never heard of a
You want to
Dutch
go lay
oven?
down?
Nope.
Really? I thought everybody knew what a Dutch oven was.
I've heard of them, but I never knew what they were.
Or a
We're
Dutch
not talking
tier.
about cooking.
Yeah,
I,
Dutch tier.
I was too busy thinking about the cooking Dutch oven.
Yeah.
Hey babe, there's something I want to do to you later.
Oh my god. But like a Dutch tier is when you drop a. Yes.
You feel sorry for?
Wolf said he
Next
felt
time-
sorry for you.
I don't know
Yeah.
why she agreed.
Why did she say yes?
Tell her, remember, she hasn't said yes yet.
She said yes, but she hasn't like gone committed.
Yeah.
She hasn't signed anything.
Yeah.
Yes, we
You can
have.
still get out.
Not that part, but there's money put into it.
Uh-huh.
Well,
That's
that
your
means
money. That's
Yeah.
all you, buddy. But yeah, Dutch tier is when you take a piece of hot molten glass and drop it in water. It solidifies on the outside and it leaves a little trail. And if you clip the end of the Dutch tier, it explodes.
Huh.
Welcome to Ray's useless facts that I can remember. I can't remember people's
You
names,
sound
but I
like
can
me
remember.
sometimes.
Oh, I can remember you. I love useless facts. I watch QI just to learn useless facts.
Honestly, that's like oddly specific.
Well, I read books. I have like books that are like full of just like useless shit that's fantastic. I love it. I don't know why. My brain loves crap that's like, well, this doesn't do me any good in life, but I'm going to stick it in there. Oh, you need to remember that phone number? That's gone.
Oh yeah, I don't know my own phone number, my own cell phone number. I don't know it.
What?
I know my own because I use
I
it
know
all the
my
time.
I know my house phone number. I don't know my cell phone.
You know what helped me teaching me my social when I was a kid? I didn't know my social. I joined the military. I learned it very quickly.
I know my social, my date of birth, yeah. My license plate number, my license number.
Could you imagine back when they used to, before, like the military now uses your social for everything, right? Like if you went to the mess hall to eat, you would put your social in to get the free food or whatever, if you were on BH, but like, or not on BH. But you imagine when they used to do service numbers, so you'd have to remember that number as well?
No, now we use DOD numbers. So it's the same thing as
the DoD number.
it's the same thing as the service number.
Oh,
They
that's good.
they
So
did
you-
away with the social because of obvious reasons.
Yeah, it did make life a little bit easier though.
Which that number I don't know because I didn't really care to memorize it since I only have what 7 months left. So I get out.
Oh, so that
November?
was something they did recently.
It's probably 2 years ago. I only have till November, however many months that is.
Did you say nut months? Did you just say
I
nut
hold
months?
nuts. I hold nut months.
November.
No, but you said however many nut months that is what I heard.
Yeah. I heard that too.
Well,
It's not nut.
it is no nut November, so
No,
Is
it's
it?
not. No, it's not.
not
Well,
right
it's
now.
even-
Not right now. I mean, when I get out.
I'm starting to doubt your sanity because you just said you just said matter of factly it's no nut November in March.
Yeah.
Also,
Like not
it's
even like late into March, early into March.
Also, it's a non-stop nut November. It's not no nut. You can't stop nutting.
So like you go to visit your grandma and you gotta do it right in front of her.
Whoa,
Oh.
Right. You took a
Seriously.
Brian
Oh my
Langford's
God.
joke and made it bad.
I know that's the whole point. But
That's my
that
that's my
reminded me
guy
that
right there.
Rooster Teeth has a show called $1 Million But, and it's all like these things of like you get $1 million, but this has to happen, and you have to go watch it. But it's on YouTube. But one of them was well, no, but that reminded me of one of them is like every time you saw $1 million, but every time you saw a purple car, you had to punch whoever in the face as hard as you can, whoever was near you. So they were like, so you're getting pulled over by a cop, and you're like, he's writing your ticket, and a purple car comes by, and he's like, well, sorry, wham, you just punched the cop right in the face. And then you're like visiting grandma, and then a purple car drives by. It's like, well, sorry, grandma, it's got to happen. And he's just, well, just turn around and just punch her. And they were like, yeah, if I knew that was the thing, I'd organize a parade with nothing but purple cars, and you have to stand and not tell you about it and let you stand in front of it. So yeah, that would be something I would do too, just for the laughs.
The thing is,
But yeah,
who would the person be punching then?
I
You
wouldn't
tell
be
the-
there.
you
I'd
would
be
tell
like
them
in
to
a
invite-
tower watching it through some, yeah.
You tell them to invite the family to it.
Yeah, so it's like they're punching their kids and their mom and their dad, just punching everybody.
Little Jimmy is just there with his father, and also his father just out of nowhere just starts beating the shit out of him.
Yeah, but there's like $1 Million But I think is one of Rooster Teeth's finest freaking productions. It's just hilarious. $1 Million but you have to be pushed around for a year. You can't walk anywhere. You have to be wheeled around by a mostly naked man in like a thong or speedo, the muscular man in like a child's carriage kind of thing.
Oh, okay. I was like fine with it, but then you said child's carriage, and I'm like,
Well, like it would fit you, but it would be like obviously designed for a small child to ride in and being pushed by their mom.
yeah. It's just saying, like that didn't seem too bad because it'd be like, okay, well, you just get used to that for you. It's not like the worst thing. But then
Yeah.
it's a child's
Well,
carriage. I'm like,
what was the
ooh,
other thing?
that's-
He's always oiled up and he's always flexing, and then like. And then, like, he even when you're asleep, he just like either if you're sleeping alone, he sleeps next to you, or if you're in there with your friend or girlfriend, if you're in there with bed with somebody, he just stands next to the bed, and just waves at you. It's so
Are we
fun.
playing Cards Against Humanity?
No, it's $1 Million. They had a card game for a little
That's
while.
like
it
that's
did
like
that
the
good.
ultimate bro is just like he's like super muscly oiled up, and he's just like
Yeah.
cheering you on.
And
He's
one of the
like, yeah,
positive
bro,
they
keep it up, bro.
One of the positives they said is like, he's like, dude, I'd be drunk all the time because like you don't have to worry about walking anywhere or anything. You just drink constantly. You just let him do everything.
There's
It's
actually
like,
okay. Now you brought that up. There's a good movie I want to see. Do you know who Mads Mikkelsen is?
mm-mm.
Okay, he's a really good actor. He was a Bond villain for a movie. He's a character in Death Stranding, which you probably haven't played. But
I've seen some.
he's a really good actor, and there was a movie that came out with him. Well, it was him and 3 other like friends that were like all teachers or something. Like that's the premise of the movie. Well, they all have this hypothesis they're testing out of what happens if we, because like supposedly if you have a certain blood alcohol rate for a while, you like or at your best, like you feel better, you perform better, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And so the whole hypothesis was, can we totally just sit at that blood alcohol level and control it, and how well will we do if we were always like this, and we were never like over it and we were never under it, if we were always just eternally drunk, how
That
would we
sounds
feel?
horrible.
And then that's what the whole movie was about.
Well, that's the thing is it drunk or like just buzzed, just barely buzzed? Like, is there
It's
that
like,
the limit?
it's not drunk, but it's like it's a little bit more above buzz, I believe. I want to look up the movie again, but it was really,
Because
I
there
haven't
is a
seen it,
point
but I
when you're
want to watch it.
drinking that like, but there's a point right before you drink enough to get a hangover that you can like hit that point of like you're more social and better, you know, just feel good, and then you don't have a hangover. There is like a magic number, but it's like almost impossible to.
It's different per person.
Yeah, that's the other thing. For you, it's like one margarita and you're done.
Not even.
How have you
Let me look
such
this
a
movie up.
how have you done this to yourself? Have you not drink away all your problems? Or at least
Ooh.
attempted.
What?
Another
How are you
round.
such a lightweight?
Oh. I just work here.
Are you like super skinny?
Yeah, kind of.
DRI is having a blood alcohol content of 0.05. If you know,
Yeah.
if you know what that is.
0.08 is you can't drive.
So 0.05. So I guess it's buzz. It's like round being buzzed.
Yeah.
But it's something I'd love to watch if you guys want to do that for another movie night. But it's a serious movie. It's not a They said it's a comedy drama. But that would be like a good movie night.
Owie, 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 owie. Sorry, a ghost is attacking me.
But
In real life,
it's
or
Real
once,
life or yeah, I was gonna
No, in
specify.
game.
but it's once from world, so it's really good.
That's good.
But I think we have time about talking about space, which I know is everyone's favorite topic.
It's above us.
Maybe Abe will participate.
Wow, don't need to call him out.
I'll call him out. You know I don't care. Holy shit! Sorry, there's a lot of people here
It's
that
not
are not happy to see me. Ow!
Lon, would you like
Abe,
to
are
talk
you
about?
around or?
I'm here.
Would you
Okay.
guys like to talk about space for a little bit?
Yes. Well, this week we had the landing of serial number 10 before it detonated itself a couple minutes afterwards, but it still landed, which is on their third flight, something that Elon even said that there was only a 60% chance of it even doing. So, I mean, at the rate they're going, I mean, the way they're pushing boundaries and that, you know, just keep pushing things forward. I mean, we're going to be moving pretty quick, it seems like. So, but yeah, I mean, with the way it is now, I think there's only one version left of this, the old version, before they go to the next serial number 15. So,
Wasn't they saying something about they're gonna be redesigning some of the things?
well,
Sort
that's
of
what
landing
serial number
gear.
15 is. Which, you know, these are already pre-made. Then they decided, you know, that's when they kind of blew up the last tank, 7.1. That's where they got the, you know, width of what it's gonna be, or you know, what they're able to use in that. So, but you know, the quicker they move, you know, of course, you know, being in private, they're gonna be quicker than the government. So,
What?
well, you know how that goes. I mean, look at SLS.
Well, they're still funded by the government mostly.
Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, they're still get their funds, but like with how we're getting to Mars from them is going to be Starlink. So
Yeah, it's like the best of both worlds. You get government funding with private push.
oh yeah, I mean, Because if you look at it, the way most of the contracts with what SpaceX launches with, they basically are, they basically buy the rocket, and then the SpaceX reuses it for other things. So they want a fresh rocket, but now they're starting to use reusable. I think the DoD is starting to let them use reusable rockets to send satellites up there. But I mean, you have Dear Moon that they open up registration for people to win a spot to go around the moon in 2023 or 2024. I mean, it's starting to become a little bit more commercialized. You had Rocket Labs come out and announce they're moving up to a medium-sized rocket with the human-capable flight. So there's another one going to be coming in. So I mean, you got a lot more companies. It's not just going to be governments up there.
Those bastards.
Well, my question is, since the government funded, there's some kind of quid pro quo there, right?
Well, I mean,
I think what's going to happen is NASA wants the science,
well,
SpaceX
what it
wants
is,
the money.
The way they're government funded, they're only government funded on certain projects. So, like right now, it's the moon lander. I mean, so basically, however they design their own rockets, that's them. The government's not getting none of it. I mean,
No,
yes,
they want the
they're open
research, I guess, is
technology.
what they want. That's what I was saying. I guess they would just want the research. NASA is mainly interested in science and research.
Oh yeah, I mean, they want something a cheaper way to get their projects up in space. So
Yeah. Okay, we figured this out, so now you can figure out the transportation. We'll figure out everything else.
oh yeah, I mean, especially when they announced the commercial crew program, where Boeing's gonna be going up to ISS. You have the Tom Cruise going up there eventually, which that's not gonna be the first man or commercial or
Well,
not commercial.
He needs a new spot to film Mission Impossible.
Yeah, he's running out of oath. So he
Can
has
they
to.
do a Mission Impossible in space? I want to say at least
No.
part of Mission
No.
Impossible is in space.
I don't
They've
think
had
so.
they may have had something about like a laser or something from space, but he's not been in space. No,
Hmm.
he's had something where he's in a ship, like with gravity, I believe. Not in a ship, but like in a plane.
I'm trying to think.
I don't think so.
But he's not been up in space. Up
Like an airship, like a
yeah, like those ships that go. It's like
The ships that fly.
It's like a low gravity. No, it's a sorry,
Like a
plane.
blackbird, or a.
Well, they take people in the back and then they basically
The
go all the way
gra-
up.
anti-gravity
planes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's a zero gravity. That doesn't even go. That's
Gravity?
Like I thought when you were talking about space, I thought you were talking about like the high flying spy planes, like the U plane and all that.
No. He's
'Cause
only.
those are technically as close as a normal person could probably get to space without actually going on a rocket.
Right, but I think there's been a movie where he's in a zero gravity plane.
Hmm.
But I think that is it. Now, I'm not even 100% on that, but I feel like that is the highest that he's probably gone for Mission Impossible at the moment. But we'll see. That'd be cool if he does some stunt out in space. He still does his own stunts, so I'm sure he would.
I mean, I know some people don't like the commercializing of space. So, I mean, yes, you're getting a lot more space debris up there, but
That's the fear, is that we've already got a shitload of crap
It's
up
already
there.
ruining some views of meteor showers and that.
so. I mean, it's going to be advancing quicker, which I mean, it's kind of if you think about like the Dark Ages. Look, how long were the Dark Ages, and look at the Industrial Ages and all that. I mean, now we're in space kind of age again. If you want to think about it like that. I mean, yes, we went to the moon and came back, but now we're going to be trying to go a little further now.
We'll see.
I mean, would you do the rocket to the around the moon?
No.
No.
Hold on,
Oh,
let me
let's see.
ask. Hey, can I go on a rocket to the moon? No.
Right
Okay,
now?
I can't.
Around the moon.
Around the moon. Still no? Okay.
After
said
what
no.
you said tonight, I'm amazed she hasn't said yes, please, immediately.
Mhm.
Yeah, yes, please, and don't come back.
Yeah.
No, she's used to it.
How long is the rocket around? Like
What, rock around the moon would be, I think, 3 days to a week.
How many G's are you gonna
That's pretty
pull?
good. I could do that. Like I
How
would
many
have to
G's are
prep
you gonna pull
myself.
on launch?
I mean, it's the launch. I think you're only going to be maybe, I think, what, 8 to 7. I think, I don't know. So I'm.
What does an
throwing
average
numbers out.
fighter pilot pull on his?
They can go up to 10.
Yeah, 8 to 7 is pretty damn high. Is what I'm saying.
Well, here.
So those
let
higher
me go look.
G's, if you're just a regular person and never experienced that before,
That's bad for you.
Yeah.
You have to be trained to take G's. You can't just take
Mhm.
it.
Well, you're not just going to go hop on a rocket. You're
You
gonna
ever
go
seen a
through
fighter
week.
pilot do that little?
Well,
thing where
even
they kind of like they
even
kinda
fighter-
breathe in and like almost like they're tech crap in their pants. What they're doing is trying to like squeeze muscles all the way down their body to hold their blood. From,
well,
like,
even
being
fighter
pulled from their
pilots,
body.
even fighter pilots lose consciousness.
Yeah, and
So-
you're talking about they have specialized suits that also help. They has airbags in it that inflate that help keep like when they're pulling G's, keep their blood where it's supposed to be. You know.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it's not going to be a fun. Getting there would not be fun. Let's just put it that way. It might be cool to tell somebody, but yeah, it'd be like, okay, this is. I don't know. Like for years, I thought
okay.
about getting a motorcycle, and then I see
I was
people
wrong.
wreck a motorcycle, and I'm like,
You ready for how many G's it is?
God,
5.
Right now, the Dragon capsule is 4 G's.
oh, that's not bad. Well,
Oh,
that's not
sounds
great.
close.
That's 4 gravities. That's 4. Basically, what do you weigh right now? Multiply it by 4.
Yeah, but like you
But
have suits and
that's not
training.
constant. You're only,
Yeah, it's
you're only
not
going to be
constant.
experiencing that for 7 minutes, maybe. It's not the
Bet those
whole way
7
there.
minutes.
Yeah,
I bet
but
7
it's gonna be a
minutes felt
long
like
7
fucking
minutes.
Eternity. Yeah.
And it's probably not even that because once, I mean, you go fill
I
it back
guarantee
off
if you
and
have any
go.
kind of heart issue, they won't even let you get close to that damn thing.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I thought about signing up, but you know, if you go to the website and look at it, there's no weight, age, height, or anything restrictions. So, I mean, yes, they build the suits around you a little bit. I mean, that's what they used to do, the older ones, kind of. Actually, no, the older spacesuits are mainly one size fit all. But like the new SpaceX ones, you know, they can be kind of custom made if you want to think about it.
Yeah, spacesuits are expensive to make is the problem.
I can't wait to be in space and have them make like a huge big like shoulders and stuff for me.
Well, I mean,
I would look no longer human.
I bet some of the guys that went up in the Apollo program were pretty big dudes.
They're fighter pilots.
Not all
so-
of them were fighter pilots. I know you're going to say that, but not all of them towards the end there were fighter pilots. They're all military, but I bet some of them were stocky, you know, tall.
Uh,
Oh, I'm more
Oh,
than
yeah,
that.
but-
So, but
But you got to remember they went through a whole. That's the other thing is like, are they going to
Well, I
charge you
could-
per pound? Because that's how it's calculated is per pound.
money
There's talks that
per pound.
airlines, in fact, some like Samoan Air, they charge per pound now for person because it costs them so much in fuel. They had to like, if you weigh over a certain amount, they charge you per like kilogram for them because
Okay, well, to be fair, I'm probably never gonna be flying Samoan now.
but they're saying that might spread because everything is based off of weight for airlines.
Right, but most big flights, like most big companies probably won't. I'll be honest. I'm gonna say that's probably a very small change.
Okay, so the tallest person that's been to space
I'll put money on it that eventually it'll be per pound.
was 6'4".
Okay, I'm 6'2", but again, my height's not the biggest thing. It's my
I'm getting there.
I don't know my proportions alone. I'm not gonna. I mean, I know about my weight, but like I don't know like my shoulders and my waist. Yeah, I actually don't know what my waist is. Space is cool though. I would I can't talk about space. I'm not like
Well,
super.
see, here's the issue I have with what we're looking at now. Because if you look at it, everybody that's been up in space until recently, they've all been through the military or like a special they're physically fit.
Oh yeah,
Now you have the
almost have to.
opportunity to get other people up there.
Well, it's not
Yeah,
only
but I
that,
bet there'll be a
it's
requirement of like trying to get them physically fit too, because the more physically fit you are, the more you can survive an arduous journey like going to space.
Well, yeah, but 3 days is not going to change you to a week. I mean,
I
the
think they'll
week
still try to get
would,
people.
but
I would.
It's
I would
not
go
that.
under an excruciating, not excruciating, but I would go under a hold program if I
Yeah,
got the
I
opportunity.
think-
yeah, no, I
I
definitely
don't think
would
it'll be
too.
like basic, but I'll think there'll be a program. Be like, hey, you want to go in space? You got to meet these requirements before we can let you go.
I'm sure it's going to be like a year or two like process, which is fine.
Yeah,
well
'cause they
until
gotta check all the health and all that kind of stuff too. I mean,
until they can simulate like Earth's gravity and all that in space, there's going to be physical requirements. There has to be, otherwise people are going to just die in space.
that's what I want to do.
Mhm.
Just launch my
Ow.
ass. I'm about to die. Launch me into space.
Well, I mean,
So you wanna be
they are
ejected
kind
like
of
in-
doing that now. They are launching ashes up into space now.
I see you
No,
want to be
I
Among
want to
Us.
be like in a coma.
I know what you mean.
Just put my ass in a rocket and go.
No, what comes to my head is Space Cowboys.
Yeah, ride the rocket.
Can we just
Or,
dump his
riot,
body
yeah.
out the shuttle and let him burn
No,
into
I think what is
atmosphere?
that? Doctor Strangelove, where he rides the nuke to the ground. That's a very old movie.
Yeah.
He rides a nuke. He's fucking nuts, and he rides a nuke.
Now you say that, now I'm thinking of Armageddon when the guys.
Yeah, that's the reference that you don't understand. In that's a Doctor Strangelove reference.
Yeah.
Yes. But yeah.
So rocket.
Rocket, space.
Okay.
Oh, he speaks.
Yes, I do.
It's Abe.
What are you?
So,
my
what's
parents?
your opinion on
The actual topic.
commercializing space?
The thing is, like, there's definitely different viewpoints you can take from it: environmental, political, and just as a casual citizen, safety wise, like you don't want random stuff falling from space. I mean, there's a town I heard apparently near Russian launch sites that's getting like polluted like crazy because of the amount of stuff they launch up there, and things actually rain back down. So you're like damn, like because those things are actually very dangerous, like the chemicals,
Oh
the
yeah.
material that's made or used. Although some of them actually don't mind it because it's kind of durable.
Probably make money.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like it's also really durable, really usable for them.
They probably recycle a lot of. A lot of that scrap. How long is it before a company develops something that just goes around in Earth orbit and just grabs this shit and brings it back to Earth to be melted down or reused or something?
It's going to be $1 million company, whoever does it. So
Yeah, because that stuff uses so much, electronics and some of the stuff they've like titanium and stuff. That's all been developed for space.
well,
So
the hard thing about it is you can't. What's there's a certain thing if you like say if you hit one thing, in the wrong way, it gets bounced and hits another.
Yeah.
That it's some type
they
of
could call it
effect. I can't-
cascade or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, where then you have a lot more debris flying around
But
at
damn.
different.
I like to call
Elon
it
wants to put
space-
a tiny of like a ton of 3-foot satellites into space, low orbit.
Yeah, but those will
Well-
burn up. Those are completely, basically, I
those-
wouldn't say
Yeah, but they're
biodegradable,
going to
but
add to until they burn up. They're going to add to the
Yeah, but
net
they
of
also
crap surrounding Earth.
well, they fly at different like heights.
yeah,
Yeah,
They're gonna be on
but
a
you
different
still
height level.
to get to space. I'm pretty sure you have to cross through all of those heights.
Yes.
Well, yeah, but
But
no,
you know what
just
everything
each-
is.
each one has
Yeah.
a ion engine on it, or a
Mhm.
Xeon engine, I think it is on those, where basically, they're gonna be they're up there until they lose the power or lose the fuel. So as soon as they run out of fuel, they're not gonna stay there. They're gonna automatically,
They use
deorbit.
ion engines, so it's different. They use like they convert solar to power or something. I think is how
I
they
thought
generally
it was
work.
Xeon.
No, I think they generate their own fuel, but they do run out of the ability to, eventually they will run out of the ability to generate. But right before they do that, they're supposed to be able to, what they do, if they just fail, if they just stopped, they might not burn up. But what they do is at the very end there, when they feel it coming, it feels like they're a living thing and they're like, the end's coming. So what they do is they do one last burn and they angle themselves so they burn up. If they angle themselves just right, they'll definitely burn up. And I think that's the
Mhm.
plan. That's what I heard. Is that they'll just turn themselves right at the end there and just burn.
Mm.
I know they're low synchronous orbit, but it's still the amount of crap in our
Oh yeah.
the more countries that launch more rockets, the more.
Well, it was kind of like what India was it 6 months plus ago fired a missile at a satellite just to see what it would do, and it was like, and it caused more debris. Yeah.
That sounds like a shit post. Like a country
I'll
is doing in
tell
real time.
you
It's
right
like,
now, and I
let
don't
me
know.
just file this fucking missile into the space.
I don't know
and
if
see what
Grim knows
happens.
about this. The United States Navy has a ship or a couple of ships that have missiles on them that are specifically designed for space debris. That if
Yep.
there is a satellite they know that did not break up, there is a missile system on a United States Navy ship to try and break it up before it hits something important.
I'm sorry. It's the idea of
The
Well,
Navy
it's
has all the
efficient.
cool toys.
country doing that. It's just
Well,
hilarious.
the India thing is kind of nuts, but like the Navy ship actually makes sense because they've
Well, the
they've
Okay.
Okay.
So they were testing on March 27th an anti-satellite weapon that basically, when it fired at a satellite that they had permission to fire at, to basically see if it could
it was like a
get rid of
satellite
it.
that was like degrading or something.
Kind of. It actually pushed stuff further out into, where,
Oh,
ISS is and that. So
yeah, that's good.
Oh
So
shit!
is that the solution? Just to spread our junk to the rest of the unit? Hey, we fucked up our Earth. Here, have some of our shit.
Holy shit! This is just fantastic.
This is the human way. I don't want this trash, so I'm going to send it somebody else's problem.
This truly is the human condition.
It
Just so
amazes
much-
me.
so
It
much
never
bullshit.
ceases. So here's my question for you, Alone.
Mhm.
How many nukes are in space?
well, fuck if I know.
How many do you think?
More than
Think back to
more than I want
Cold
to know
War
about.
time. Yeah, think back to Cold War time when both sides were going nuts.
Yeah, but like, who filed up in the space just like, we're just gonna.
They're on they're on satellites that were launched at that time.
I mean, you had the XR-27, the one that Boeing built that was like a drone space plane or space shuttle that goes up there for a year plus. Nobody knows what it was up there for.
Yeah, the United States, the military during the Cold War, both sides were very good at launching shit into space.
Why do you think that Navy ship exists?
Yeah, basically. do you? So here's a question for you, Grim.
3.
Have you heard about the railgun?
Yeah. That
I
the
have two.
Navy destroyer has?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're testing it, but I wonder, does it work like a railgun would? I don't know how that would work like it does in a game. I doubt it does.
So there's two kinds. There's two kinds of railguns.
Does it actually work like you would think it would? Like
Yeah.
a game or whatever would tell you.
There's two kinds of railguns. Ones that use kinetic energies to launch an actual physical object.
Mm-hmm.
And then I believe this one is actually like basically a laser. But I know about it.
Well, because not that I'm a conspiracy theorist. If you want to see crazy shit, look at Navy ships. Because what they do is they load their crazy stuff they want to test out in the middle of the ocean, and they go, okay, Shoot that at that thing. See what happens.
What are you
And it's
talking about?
because
I
they're
hear
far.
it all the time here.
No, you hear the Marines blowing shit up.
No, I'm
Well,
just talking about like
they come from
testing
the
stuff.
ships. Trust me.
But like testing stuff, what they'll do is they'll load it up on a ship, like a ship's going on a deployment. They'll be like, okay, we're going to send out a crew when you get to international waters. So if we kill something, we can be like, oopsie.
My bad.
I mean, yeah, it's the way they do stuff.
Aye.
I mean, look how we tested the A-bomb. Oh, there's a mostly empty island. Let me blow it up.
With
Or, we're in the middle of
decommissioned
the
ships
desert.
and stuff.
Yeah. How much damage did we do doing that? In fact,
I think there was a few
There's-
islands that are
there's
still
a p-
irradiated.
there's a Pacific country that their flag kind of looks like America's flag with the stars, but the stars are islands that are no longer livable because Americans placed tested A-bombs there.
Holy shit.
That's
Yeah.
taking
Sounds
a
about
bomb.
right. Is that where
That's-
Godzilla came from?
That's sad,
Yes.
but it's kind of metal at the same time.
It's crazy because while we were doing that, you know what the Russians were doing? They were detonating underground.
their own country.
Is the main, in their own country.
Well,
in
Russia's also
Siberia
pretty
and
large,
stuff.
so.
Yeah. But they don't care about Siberia either. Most of
Yeah.
Russia. They're like, Siberia. Nobody lives
Well,
there.
I mean,
Nobody
we
matters.
we don't
It's
care
just
about
snow.
Nevada, so.
This is true. That is mostly owned by the
Well-
United States military.
Yep.
Well, yeah. You're true.
They are the number one landowner in Nevada.
Good times.
And I bet the Vatican is number 2. I know they're second. I think the Vatican is second landowner in the U.S. next to the military.
Did you say the Vatican?
Mhm.
Yes.
They're their own sovereign.
Down here, let's put it this way. The nearest Catholic church to me is in the biggest city, about 45 minutes down, right? And there's probably only one or two because we live in the South. It's mostly Baptist and
wait.
Methodist.
Every church is owned
Yeah,
by the Vatican? every
Yes, but that's not
Catholic
even
church.
it. My parents live 45 minutes north of that town, and
Mhm.
they live in the middle of nowhere. I mean, the nearest store is 15 minutes up the road, and it's a gas station. Down the road, my grandfather used to call that the Pope's land. And I thought he meant like somebody with the last name Pope. No,
Mhm.
literally, it used to be what they called a home for unwed mothers.
Hmm.
And the Catholic Church still owns it to this day because once they get land, they don't release land.
So it was all the bastard children.
Well, no, it's the mothers and then their children. They used to go hide them way off in the country. Yeah.
Their mothers and the bastards.
They used to hide them off in the country. That's what they did. I
Hmm.
mean,
I did not know about this actually.
yeah, that was the error. I mean, I'm not excusing it, but it was just the error that it happened.
Sounds like you're saying error, not era.
Era. Listen, I have a country accent. I can't help it.
Blame
As
me
much
on
as
the
I hate the
accent.
South, I'm still part of it.
You are the South.
He is the South. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
never heard about that. As far as like how long I've been in the South, I've never heard of that. The Pope's land, stuff like that.
Yeah.
But one thing we all can probably can relate to in some way is being pet owners. Because I don't think most of us are landowners.
Rough.
Where's the
I
cats?
own- well, I
So-
kind of. Do I own my land if the bank still, if I owe money on it? I don't think so. I think they
So,
own it and I just pay them.
So go ahead, Ray. Tell us about what happened with your dog last night.
So,
So what is your dog's name, by the way?
Bert?
Can you put him on the mic?
Hagrid. What did Bolt do last night? That
He's
oaked you?
asleep. So it's been like all yesterday and part of the day before it rained here.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I live in a pretty low area that's got I'm surrounded by swamps basically.
Fucking
So
Alabama.
I let him out when I got home. It stopped raining. Sun was out. Look, okay, he can go out and I can go and I cook dinner or something. And let's be honest, I spoiled my dog. He's got I have a sectional. He's got a part of the sectional that I have covered that's his that I lay on one side and he lays on the other.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the dog lives the life that we all dream of. But I let him back in, not paying attention. I sit down to watch TV and I look over there. And I noticed like a black spot on the cover, and I'm like, what the hell? And he just laid down. I get to looking. He is apparently the next door neighbor dog was around, so he decided it was a good idea to run back and forth along the fence line with him. So his paws, he's about a 60-pound dog. His legs up to his like shoulders are covered in mud. His chest is covered in mud. His stomach is covered in mud, and he thought it was a good idea to come jump on the furniture. And let's put it this way, he's not a puppy anymore. He's 6 years old. So the whole time I had to, of course, what I immediately had to do is get him down, take the cover off of there, take him into the bathroom and give him a bath. And the whole time I was talking to him and I was going, you're not a fucking puppy. What's wrong with you? Why are you doing this kind of shit? You know, like he can understand me. He's like, it's just shit like that. Like he'll hurt himself. He'll he had a spot on his tail. I don't know what the hell happened. He's just a bald spot. It's like, where did this come from? What are you doing?
Does he sleep in bed with you?
No. Most of the time, no. Let's be honest. I'll be honest here. Most of the time he's got a bed he's got a bed in my office, he's got a bed in my room. His bed in his room, a full-size person I could sleep on it. But I spoil him. Why not? But yeah, it's just sometimes I love having him. He's real fun. Taking him places, the way he looks at you is fun. And then sometimes you're like, why have you done this to me? Like I got to take him to the vet here for his annual visit, and that's going to be fun because that's probably going to be over $100 just for his freaking heartworm shit is going to be over $100 probably for a year's worth of heartworm.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, they're fun, and then they're great, and then sometimes you're like, this is a big obligation. I love him. He's a great dog. He's a shelter puppy, and he's had no real health issues.
That's good.
So, pit boxer mix. So he's a good dog, but he's sometimes not the brightest crown in the box. Let's put it that way.
Who's a good dog? Who's a good dog?
He does whine. He does I swear he can talk because he'll do that thing where he whines and he doesn't bark much, but he'll do I don't know if you ever heard dogs do that. Wah, rah, rah. He does that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, I have a hound here that does it.
Meow. I couldn't say hello.
Meow.
Meow.
Can you
Yeah,
say
let's say
hello?
Cats.
How is that?
Come love us.
The difference is the cats will eat you when you die.
They will.
Pretty sure the dogs will too, if I'm honest.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the dogs might last a little bit longer.
My dog certainly cannot. So
why? If you're dead, just start at your foot.
She will not. She's a Chihuahua. She will
Oh,
not.
she'll last
one bite at a time.
10 years on you.
One little bite at a time, yeah.
No, she will not. One, physically she cannot, because she has very little teeth.
Oh, okay. She's older Chihuahua.
Two, she's very she's very picky, but not really picky, but she likes some things. So she
got hungry enough, she'd like you.
Mm-hmm.
Nah. I'm sure.
I mean, $20 is $20.
Yeah.
That doesn't apply to dogs.
It's true, but yeah.
I'm fine with $20, but you can't say that for dogs.
Well, it's like every time I think about cats, I love cats. I'd probably have a cat if I didn't live near a big, busy street. Because I'd name it Ernie, and then it would be perfect match. But all I can think about is those people that have 10 cats, the old ladies and stuff. Is when they die, you better fall asleep. You better every time you go to sleep or you think you're gonna pass out, you need to put a fencing outfit on so they can't get to you. Like a cage over your face so they can't get in there at it, because that's where they're gonna start.
Start licking you. Wake up, wake up. Ow.
And that damn sandpaper tongue. Eventually, they'll get through there. I like cats. Like I said, my family's always had pets. We even had a pig at one time. That was terrible.
Pigs. Those are horrible. I guess the
Say
reason,
guinea pigs.
yes, the only reason they're horrible is that where they were, their cage was, it was in the room right next to mine.
So they
And
made
it
that
all-
noise all night. Yeah.
Yes, and only whenever it was like only whenever you were like gonna go to sleep or you were having trouble sleeping, they would do it. Any other time they were silent.
Hmm.
It's like, do you know when I don't want you to do that, and that's when you do it?
Well, we had a pig named George, and you know what it was a potbelly pig. You know a secret about pigs?
Oh no.
They stink.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
They really stink, and they destroy. Like we had them, like my mom got him. And I was like, "It's a bad idea right here." And then she put him in a pen, and that ground in that pen, I kid you not, for the next 3 years after we gave him to somebody or something, they found a home for him somewhere. They that ground for 4 years could not grow any plants. 4 years, that was just dead. It was just
Really?
dead. Yeah, he destroyed it. I don't know what they do to it, and maybe it's just potbelly pigs. I don't know, but it's
I
like
feel like pigs would be pretty good because of the
no,
filth
pigs
that
are a
they-
menace here. Wild boars are wild pigs.
Oh, well, wild
Farmers kill
pigs.
them because what they do is they take that nose and they'll dig up your crops because they snoot with that
Well,
nose and they'll just
I wasn't
they'll
talking about
destroy
wild boars.
everything.
I was talking about like a domesticated pig in a farm.
If you ever see a pig farm, just think that's where the bodies are hid.
Yep.
Thank you.
Well,
Ryan.
that's
I'll
not where
keep
they're
that in
hid.
mind.
you
That's
ever
where
seen,
they
like, those,
disappeared.
like, mafia movies, is that's where they make the bodies disappear?
Yeah, I know.
Jimmy
what you-
Hoffa is.
I know.
Yeah.
That's the best way to get rid of a body.
It's in big shit somewhere. Is that where Jimmy Hoffa is? I thought he was buried under the giant stadium or something.
No, Mythbusters couldn't find him.
I actually don't know who that is. Actually, I know I heard his name, but I don't know who he is.
He was, I think he was a Teamster, wasn't he? That was associated with the mob.
Mm-hmm.
The mom?
Teamsters is the mob, so
Yeah. Well, they didn't start off that way. I think they become entangled. They're a union that got associated with the mob and
don't
things
we
happened.
all?
What?
Does anyone else have a good little pet story to end us on? Grandma,
Go ahead and
you
tell your
about your
cat
cats?
stories.
Yeah.
Oh,
Did you say about how your cat ate you one time?
Whoa.
I fell asleep and my toe was missing. I couldn't believe it.
Oh, that. Okay, never mind.
Wow. Why do you always gotta go there? No wonder she's leaving you.
She's not leaving me. Where you going? Our
Well,
cats woke us up at like 2:30 this morning wanting food.
Oh, that's
do
good.
they-
That's a good
do they
time.
Do they like get on top of you and yell at you? Or
No, they sit at the foot of the bed and yell. Or
Oh, that's
one of
not-
them does.
So you never have gotten woken up by having a cat sitting on your chest with their face in your face, just yelling at you. You've never gotten woken up like that?
No, they don't do that when we're asleep.
How about a cat like hacking up a hairball?
That's very
right in the
rare.
middle of the night.
Very rare to happen.
He's sitting there going, "Where is this at? Do I go get it now, or am I going to find it in the morning with my foot?"
Oh, they throw up all the time.
That's
God,
not
that
good. Most
noise.
cats are not meant to throw up at all.
That noise that they make when they're hacking up a hairball is the worst noise. It's just so bad. Yeah. It's just like, oh.
Oh, hairball's not that bad. It's when they
But I'll
throw
tell
up
you right
the
now,
wet food.
Yeah.
My dog has ate something bad before, and in the middle of the night I hear, and I'm like, God, get on the tile, you idiot.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. Whenever any animal throws up, they have to do it on a carpet.
Yeah, carpet or rugs.
Or his bed. That's where he liked to do it. It's like, oh, right here in the bed. All right, that's a good spot.
Hey, here's the question though: did he lay down in it afterwards?
No, he just looked at me all sad, like, can you clean that up for me? Son of a bitch. Yeah, I work for you. That's the other thing about pet ownership. Yeah.
Here's my gift to you.
Like we go for a walk and I'm walking and he uses the bathroom and he takes care of his business. He takes a crap and I'm like, okay. And I have bags, so I pick it up because I don't want some coming out to his mailbox and stepping in a pile of shit because it's a 60-pound dog, that'd be a lot of shit. And I'm walking down. I have to walk the rest of the way, which is like another mile or half a mile, and I'm just carrying a bag of shit. And I'm like, this is my life. I've got a dog in one leash in one hand and a bag full of shit in the other.
That's the life.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Luckily, there's a church and they have an empty trash can, so I put it in there.
I thought you
Another
just
news,
yeah,
I'm
you
going
just laid
straight to
just,
hell.
just throw it in there. You just leave it at their front door. This is my offering.
Well, they don't mind. I mean, they don't use a trash can on Sunday, so they won't notice. I wonder if they open it sometimes. They're like, "Whoa, this trash can stinks."
Who the
Oh,
f-
Ray.
That's
That's
very
fine.
Alabamian.
No, it's not. That's very much the opposite of Alabamian. Alabamians would
taking
be
it-
afraid that.
Taking a shit in a dumpster or a trash can?
No, that would be. But doing anything to a church is like, you going to hell.
You're going to hell.
That is true. It's
The
southern,
Magic
so it's
Man's gonna
very
send you to hell.
Christian-y.
Oh, sorry.
That's very southern.
Yes.
I can
Very
confirm
much
this.
go to church on Sundays, lie and cheat every other day.
Yep, damn right.
Well, that's just Catholics, but
Well, the Catholics, no, at least the Catholics are more open about it than.
no, the Catholics just
Do you
keep
know?
it hidden.
Do you want to hear a joke I heard when I used to go to a Methodist church?
I think I know.
Do you know what the
joke, but
difference between a Catholic and a Methodist or a Baptist is?
Baptists, they something about they don't acknowledge each other at the alcohol aisle, something like
Yeah,
that.
Catholics will wave at each other at the liquor store.
That's right. Yeah. No, my mom has a very Catholic friend, and she drinks constantly.
The Catholics, I mean, the girl I work with, her mom used to do like cleaning, and she would clean at the Catholic church, and they would have like the kind of wealthy Catholic women would have their little like social get together for charity and stuff. She said she'd go in there and there'd be like bottles of liquor and wine. It was just all kinds of shit, and it was like, she's like, I was amazed. It was so much alcohol. I was like, yeah, that was their planning session.
Well, technically, it's not bad to drink. It's bad to be drunk.
Yeah.
That's
so as long as you
technically
stay
how
below that level.
Yeah, it's like it's when you're over the level and you're like doing stuff, that's the issue.
Damn, I can't even have a sip.
Yeah, Grimm's. If you look at alcohol, I feel like you're gonna get drunk.
Is it Mormons that believe drinking is bad and caffeine? They don't do any of that, right?
Yeah, Mormons are very strict. So
Ooh, there's a cat.
I'd probably say Mormons believe alcohol is just evil. Like, yeah, being raised in a Christian home, I was taught like, hey, like don't like absurdly drink. My mom and dad don't drink, but I've always just known like it's okay, but just don't do it like obsessively, and do it like not with driving, obviously.
I got lucky, and you can probably tell. My dad was raised in an extremely strict, like he was listening to like freaking, I don't know, Queen, and my grandmother took those records and called them devil music. So that tells you the life that he lived. So when he had kids, and my mom, and I don't think my dad's Christian. In fact, I know he's not, but my mom is. But she never forced us. She always was like, you can come, you don't have to. Once we hit a certain age, it was like, it's your choice. I'm not going to force you, because what happens is, like with my dad, when he was forced, now he will not go unless you like make him. Like you have to, like, somebody's got to die basically, or be getting married before he'll walk into a church.
I go on Easter and Christmas.
I drive
Never.
by, wave at him.
Mostly
God,
because
they used to have like a
family.
sunrise service on like Easter, and I'm like, there ain't no way in hell.
We didn't do sunrise. It was just like 9 a.m.
And it was like mostly outside. And I'm like, I don't like
Yeah,
going
no,
outside on a
that was the
normal
worst.
day.
I didn't. Okay, like waking up is one thing only, but like going outside, like for the sources, like even my mom and dad were like, "Yeah, we're just gonna go to the one that's like 11 inside. We're like, we'll just not go to the 9 p.m. because you used to have a big tent they would set up, and it would just be like outside and like these those foldy chairs, like the easy plastic ones.
Yeah.
Those would be the chairs. So you just would be uncomfortable and awful.
Well, you know what? I could tell you something about a church pew. If you shake your knee, it shakes the whole pew. Have you ever had your ear thumped in church? That hurts.
Yes.
Wait, you're thumped? What?
Yeah, well, like when you're sitting there and you're about 12 or 13, and your dad's there for some reason, or your grandfather, and you're shaking your knee, and everybody in the pew is doing this rocking motion because the whole pew is moving, your dad will reach around your mom to the back of your ear,
Oh,
and he'll thump you right in the ear so nobody hears it except for you, whose ear is now turned solid red, and eye has started watering.
Well,
My
okay,
mom had the
one-
church pinch.
One,
Oh,
my
yeah.
my church didn't have pews. We had just chairs that were like interlocked together, so it would form like a line, but it would all be like separate. So only like the person next to you could feel it. But then also we had children's services, so I never
Oh.
sat until I was like in high school, and by that time I just wasn't that active.
Do you ever have the thing like don't twiddle your thumbs?
No.
Because see, my grandfather does that. He does it like when he sits there and does something, he twiddles his thumbs. So I'm sitting next to him. I'm like, hey, that's my namesake, by the way. So I'm like, hey, I'll do that too. And then I get thumped in the ear and told not to twiddle my thumbs. And I'm like, he's doing it. And my dad's like, yeah, he's like 70 years old. He can do whatever
Yeah,
the hell he wants.
he's old. He can do it. Whatever.
It's like, damn it, pay attention. I don't want to pay attention. It's
No,
boring.
most of my church was pretty cool and stuff. It was mostly because it was like a modern church. So it was
I
like
thought you said mob.
mo-
I was like, jeez.
it was more like just trying to be like reaching out to people and like providing services, which I think is good.
But
But
saying
there
all
was
this, my uncle is a ordained minister. He's got his doctorate in theology.
Mm.
So I know he goes. I don't remember what type of church he does. The church where they speak in like they do speaking that they like that they lay
Tongues.
your hands on and all that kind of stuff. Yeah,
I mean that's not like a specific to one.
I know, but I
part of
can't
it.
remember what it's called.
But
But anyway, his is a little bit different. But there's more like yours. It's more modern. Most of his churches where
Yeah.
they do more modern service with the band and all that.
The biggest, I hate the band, by the way. I hate the band. Even my dad is like the last because they changed the this main single, like the band leader, a few times, and the last one my dad hates. That's why he stopped going. Was actually because of the band. He would arrive late to miss the band, and some days when they would go late, he would just like wait outside.
The
But,
only modern church I can think of here is like it's got like a coffee
Yeah, we had a coffee
store
shop.
in the no, this one's got a coffee shop in the lobby. And I went to a funeral there for one of Mom's friends that I knew that was super nice lady. And the
They tried-
funeral was all about recruiting you to come to their church and nothing about the person that died.
Mm,
We
I've
have-
never
So I was
experienced that.
like, and it would they call it a celebration of life instead of a funeral.
I've never
And I
had that
hate it.
happen.
It felt like the most commercialized religion I've ever felt.
Yeah,
And
we
I was
have.
like, this
that's
feels
the-
bad.
That's the problem I have. I don't want to get too into it, but that's the problem I have with a lot of mega churches.
Mega churches, yeah.
Lakewood
They
Church.
become about
My-
making money.
My grandparents up here go to one, and I had to go to a service here, and it was like super uncomfortable. Like I don't hate. I just want to make this clear. I don't hate like churches. I just believe those better times spent like being like I don't want to get into it, but I feel like it's better to try to witness and be close to non-believers and just be like cool and show by example and stuff like that than it
You're doing
is
a good
to
job.
all congregate into a service for like hours. Does that make sense?
Yeah, here
As
we
much
have
as-
Lakewood Church.
Because those
It's
just so
like
much
one of the biggest in the country, isn't it?
Hmm
it's like a lot of I don't like the like when it feels like a club because it shouldn't feel
Yeah.
like a club. It should feel like a place for everyone to come and
I do like
be
in
nice.
that way
That's-
Catholic churches used to be like that, where they would be felt like everybody could come. They'd always be open. There usually be somebody there. You could come and just sit. And they used to do that. I don't know how much they do that anymore.
Oh my old church was always like that. Well,
Or the
anyone who
bigger.
could come up and they were super casual. Like you could just come up in t-shirt and shorts and they would not care.
But
'Cause
you
most of
touch
the
this
people-
atheist heart. Does that help you? Well, here's a funny thing for you too. I talked about my uncle being a minister. When I was a teenager, I went to a camp for people that were planning to become ministers. My
Huh. That's-
black riddled heart at one point thought about it.
Yeah.
I think those just get those positives and negatives to a lot of things. It's just again the extremists always give bad
Oh, I know one
bad
thing.
reviews to a lot of.
The pastor
folk.
should not be a millionaire.
No.
Oh yeah,
Like,
I'm
you
not.
talking about
It's
you
like
talking
I
about
Yeah.
your
hate.
Lakewood over there. What's his name?
Yeah,
Joel
Austin.
Olstein, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
But isn't that whole family like that?
Yep.
As I
Yeah.
said, I hate mega churches like Holstein.
They're
That's
too
not church. It's a business.
Yeah, it's a business.
Mhm.
But they get the benefits of a church.
What's that HBO show where they were like a church family?
I have no idea.
Yeah, I have no
It
idea.
had what's his name from Step Brothers in it.
Well, they're
The
a
brother
church
in Step
family.
Brother. Yeah.
Well, which brother of the stepbrother?
Not Will Ferrell.
Not Will Ferrell.
Say you would just say Will Ferrell instead
The
of
Righteous
the other.
Gemstones.
No, I've never heard of
He's
that movie.
found down with Vice Explorer, mega church raking in mega bucks. And it turns out like it's a whole family. And like one of the episodes, I never watched it, but I caught a few of them because my cousin would watch it. And like he was being blackmailed by these guys because they had like video of him cheating on his wife or something. And it was like, oh, we can't because we got to keep our church alive. And, it was like all about keeping the church alive. And they were back there doing horrible things behind it's like, this is scary. How close to accurate this could be.
Well, I think we should probably end it here before we get way more into this. As I didn't really want it to go down here, but I think we've said okay. So I think it's good if we've end
danced.
it here. Yeah, we've danced on it. I just don't want us to go too far here.
Oh, thanks, Ray. Now I got Safety Dance stuck in my head.
Bum, 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 bum. But I think that's gonna do it here for us. As much as we could talk about this topic, I think it's best we don't.
We don't have Blake here to mess us up.
If you don't dance
purposely,
then you can't dance, and then you leave your friend behind. I don't think that's the right lyrics, but it's close enough.
So
blinded by the light.
Okay, just end it. End it now.
So thank you
Make
for
it
coming
stop.
to episode 9 of Sons Bananas podcast, as always, every Thursday. So
Oh
hope to
shit!
see
This is
you
episode
again.
9.
Yeah.
Yep.
I think I put it. Hopefully, I put that right.
Oh, I did.
We'll see. In post, you can always fix it, right?
Sure.
Fix it in post.
It don't change it on the VOD screen, so.
Hey, well, whatever. Episode 9. Thanks for everyone coming. Have a good.
Don't forget to catch us at.
Oh yeah. Thank you,
What?
Lone. Thank.
Oh yeah.
Watch this live at twitch.tv lone_wolf_ENT and twitch.tv/GrimReaperLP. And Tio, are you streaming this?
Yep.
In _2 fresh for you, like Noe and fresh.
Nope, there is an E in it.
Okay, so it's 2 spelled out, fresh, the number 4, and just the letter U. So there you go. I gotta find a better way of saying that. I'm sorry, but your name is just like very complex.
I know.
But thanks again. If you want to watch us live and you can come to watch us at those 3 streams. Otherwise, you can find us on YouTube. So until then, we'll see you guys next week with episode 10. So we're signing off. Goodbye.
Bye.